Good evening, everyone. Thanks, Bob, for a great Bob from Aquatics for a great live stream. It was awesome. It sounds like you're starting to do better. So it's Brian from Captain Savage Aquatics. Just hanging out on a Monday night. Made a couple videos today. I'll post those up tomorrow. They're all edited and everything, so I got to get back on that train. Let's see. Help if I open up the chat. So I got 4 people in here. So Captain Savage Aquatics Monday night stream. Excuse me. Let's play. Mute. Open that in a new window. Yes, sir. What's up, Dank Tanks? Yes, sir. Brian's always comes through with the live acorn. Island Queen, David Beckencourt. Welcome. What's up, brother? April Shaw. Welcome, welcome. My fish are doing great. No complaints. Did a bunch of water changes today. Again, for the bedroom tanks. Hey, Matt, DLR. Murner Burner. Welcome. I think you're new to my stream. I don't remember that name. It's very unique, so I'd remember. Let's see. Dank Tanks is in here. Back at David Beckencourt. Thanks for stopping in. So tonight, is this going to be kind of my normal stream? Ask me some questions. I'll answer them best of my ability. Drink some beers. I'll open up the hangout here in a minute. For anyone that wants to hop on and join me in a hangout. What's up, V-Stag? Welcome, welcome. Put that there. There we go. Let me check out Matt Murner Burner Aquatics channel. Go to channel. Oh, I can say it here officially. I'm the first sub for Murner Burner. Sweet. There you go. There's a sub for you. Tank Squad Sick. What's up, Captain? First time viewer. What do you keep? How many tanks do you have running? Tank Squad, I have three tanks in my bedroom running, 10 gallons. Then I have 2, 3, 5 out here, and then my quarantine, so 8 or 9 tanks going at the moment. I keep Oscars. I have koi. I have 1 goldfish, scarlet goldfish. I have African cichlids. I have a ton of fancy guppies, assorted guppies breeding at the moment, which I've started separating the males and females. So I can do kind of my own strain from them. So I got some cool ones together right now. I just recently picked up 3 pea puffers for aquavid. And I have 25 cherry shrimp or fire red cherry shrimp or whatever it is coming in hopefully tomorrow or the next day. And this is my big tank behind me is a 125. That's got my Oscar, a couple convicts in it, a couple koi, actually 3 koi total. One's an Asiago longfin koi. And then I got high fins in all the tanks. So I keep a bunch of different things. Dank Tanks had to bust out the rig today. That's cool. Aquatics Aquaria. Hello, bro. How are you? Kang Lee's in the house. What's up, Kang? Welcome, welcome. Nisi says, my screen says something went wrong. YouTube may be punishing me for always being on it while I'm off to make dinner. Hit that like button. Also share it to Facebook. Thanks, Nisi. I appreciate that. Dank Tank says, all wet and heavy leaves. Pain in, yep, pain in the A. Yep, definitely. April Shaw says, thank you, but I need to expand my talking a bit. Talking about what? You started create on your video content. There's Molly chilling out, staring down my plecos, obviously. Atkinson's Aquarius says, how's everyone tonight? I'm good, Atkinson. I think most of the people are good, but I can't speak for them. Check out the fish nerds. Yep. Jack Smith says he loves my white koi. It looks very similar to my white common goldfish. Unfortunately, she died late last year at age 13. Wow, that's an old fish. April Strauss says, I'm interested to see how your puffers do, Brian. Well, I showed them last night on the live stream very shortly. I do have a better video of them where I zoomed in and all that. So you can see them. They're just really, really small. They're maybe like the body on them is probably only a 1/4 inch with their tail that may be a half an inch. So they got some growing to do. How are the new Oscars? Good question. They're sitting in my my little tote right here under quarantine. As far as I know, they're okay because when I drain the water kind of low, I can see them swimming around. I haven't seen any floaters, so I think that's a good sign. I just throw food in the tank or the plastic tank. So it's actually an experiment I'm doing. You know, they have the overhead light and the light from the tanks beside them. So I'm just kind of waiting and seeing what happens with them because they're the only two in there. Me too. I want to see how your puffer is doing. Oh, my puffers. I got 3P puffers. Although I'm tempted. I saw on Aquabid before. What is it? The F puffer. I can't remember how to pronounce it. So I was tempted to get that, even though I like the Mubu. I just want to make sure I can keep the thing and have a big enough tank for it. Everyone's saying hi to each other. John's Fish Room. Welcome, John. Nice to see you again. Ruru's in here. Cool. Ruru. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, I was reading your thing. Duh. It'll help if I read the names. Hi, Mark. Mark's Arcs Aquarium. Thanks, everyone that checked out to be my updates today. Cool. Tank says to David, I ordered the wrong filter. I had to cancel the order. Jack Smith asked, what made me change my name from Brian Corcoran's Aquatics? Fish Tropic did. He suggested, because since I'm in the military veteran, I change it to something more fitting. I actually like the name change. A lot of people do. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to leave for my Amazon store. I left it as Brian Corcoran's Aquatics, which you can see in my description on this video. So I'm probably in the storefront I'm actually working on too still that I haven't put up yet is going to be Brian Corcoran's Aquatics doing business as, or DBA as, Captain Savage Aquatics. I don't know. I just wanted the name change sound better. Matt DLR says, hi, do you know if PetSmart or Petco is doing that $1 per gallon sale? As far as I know, Petco is. I'm just not sure if it's in my area because the closest Petco to me is in Burlington, Vermont, which is about an hour, hour and a half drive. Actually, probably about an hour and a half drive. Jack Smith says, "Yeah, I like it too. Was just curious. Do you sell any fish?" I'm planning on selling fish here shortly. I might throw some on Aquabid, but I'm only going to sell them as assorted guppies. But I have a lot of growing out right now, so I might wait a little bit still. Dank Tanks. I like your name. Is it dumb? No. I like it. It's Petco. PetSmart isn't doing it right now because I checked with my PetSmart that's near me. V-Stack says that dank tanks. All dank is a good dank. Ben Cheek, what's up? How you doing? Jack Smith says, your name's definitely is dank. I did get a couple tanks yesterday at 40 breeder and 20 long. Looked at the receipt and did the 40 for 50% off instead of one. Yeah, because they I think what Petco did, because I think Corey brought this up. I can't remember said the specific glass. It's becoming scarce, or one of the materials they put in the glass to harden it is really scarce right now. So they're doing the 40s and above for half price, which is still not bad. Because I think a 40 breeder Aqueon, I think it was for $89.99, so it's $90. So $45. I would buy with tax, so say 50. I would buy a 40 breeder for $50 instead of 90 in tax. Matt DLR says, I might be getting a 55 tomorrow. What fish would be cool to keep in there? It has to be goby safe. Jeez. I'm not really familiar with that much with gobies, to be honest with you. I don't even know how to answer that question. Maybe someone in chat can tell you. Molly's upset because I put the thing up so she can't get at my tanks. April Shaw said that wasn't really bad. Atkins Aquarius. David's fish tanks posted a video. One of his silver dollars died. I keep them too. Makes me sad. Shishimi Whiskey, welcome, brother. How you doing? At John's Fish Room, I just got your message. Look like they found the place. Thanks, Jim. John's Fish Rooms. Jimmy told your press secretary. Told you, press secretary. Any community-friendly fish for 55? Jeez, take your pick, really. You like tetras? Get tetras. You like neons? Get neons. I mean, a 55 is pretty big for community tank. Get some plecos in there. Get some quarry cats. Get some shrimp. I don't know. Make it a mixed community. I love angels and just German blue rams. Don't know if they're goby safe. I'm not sure on that, Jack Smith. Abby the Wolf's asked what type of dog is Molly. She is a black lab mixed with Shiloh Shepherd, which is like a German Shepherd. Jason Apptaker, what's up, Jim? Welcome, Jason. Wow, there's a lot of people in here. 23 viewers. Cool. Normally, Matt DLR, the Petco won't say if it is. If they're doing the $1 per gallon sale, it usually doesn't list it. You'd have to call the store yourself. Call them and ask them if they're doing the $1 per gallon. Dank Tanks asked Brian, you ever go smelting? No, I've never been smelting. Island Queens Aquariums. I had another big batch of guppies today. My females are all having huge batches of fries now. Yeah, I'm waiting for the females in the bedroom to drop their fry in that tank, and then I'm going to move them back to my female beta tank where they belong. I'm going to give the females a bit to cool off, though. Abby says, Matt, I believe Corey's will be good with gobies. Mr. Science Geek, Island Queen, luckily my female guppies are holding out. Yeah, well, honestly, when I started that tank originally, with right there, the one on the black stand, I started it out, I swear the females didn't drop their fry for over 30 days. I don't know. Yeah, sorry. I'm not letting you at the Pleco tank, or my 55-gallon tank. Oh, Molly's whining because she wants to be right near the tank. Welcome, Science Geek. Let's see. Let me get a better view on my channel. Wow. Peak highest is 25. It's the highest I think I've had in a stream before, 25. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Mr. Science Geek, I'm doing everything to try and get them to drop their fry, water changes, feed. What else is there? Just leave them alone. They'll drop. Take the males out of the tank. Stop, Molly. Fine. You want my 55-gallon? I'll move the buckets out of the way. You start pounding the 55 with your nose, I mean you're gonna have words. There, go. Bad echo, Captain? Really? I didn't realize there was an echo. I don't have any. Hold on. No, that stream's muted. Really? I'm sure that wasn't my dog whining like she normally does. Thanks. I know everyone likes Molly. She whined just because she wanted to get a close and personal look at the tank. Really? Quick echo, but it's gone. I don't know what that was then because I have my stream muted. So let's see. I guess now I can open up the Hangouts to people to chill. If anyone wants to join the Hangout, feel free. That's right, people. It's Miller time. Molly, no joke, gets a high-pitched whine, so maybe that's what it is. Enough. You've been out. You've been out multiple times tonight. Enough. Go lay down. I'm putting you in the bedroom. That's right, Abby. Abby makes a very good point. Guppies can take a bit of time to drop fry. I swear mine held them for when they were like they were squared off bad. I thought they were going to explode. And then I came home from work one night, and there was a bunch of fry in the tank, like 50 at least. Molly's funny. I cleared off the lazy boy right here, and She likes to lay on it at night now that I've cleared it off. It's always millet time, that's right. Yeah, the fish I keep, so the 125 behind me, for anyone that's new joining me, if the camera would zoom out, I have one Oscar. I used to have two in there, but had some issues a long time ago, so I lost that Oscar. I got two convicts in there, high fin pleco. There it goes. Finally zooms out. Two assorted koi, one being the orange and a little bit of white. Then you got the white one there in the 125 koi. And I got an Asiago koi I got for my son for Christmas last year. The tank to the right of me is a 55-gallon African cichlid tank. I have electric blue Johannes in there. I have, trying to remember the other names. I got yellow labs in there. I can't remember the other name. I had to move my Texas cichlid in there, though, which you can see right here, the face of them. I got 4 or 3 rubber lip plecos and a high fin pleco in the 55. In this first tank on the black stand, I have fancy guppies, just assorted. A bunch of plants in all my tanks, duckweed, what other plants? Anubias, Java fern, Java moss, wisteria, water sprite. That's pretty much in all my tanks. Got a high fin pleco in there. Gonna pull them out maybe tomorrow. And then the other tank I have behind that one, same plants. It's got more fancy guppies in there, a couple feeder fish that have been quarantined that I didn't end up feeding to my Oscars at the time. And then I have a bunch of snails in all my tanks. So I have plenty of a big enough snail population to keep my pea puffers fed for probably a year right now, if not longer. I got a couple Oscars in the quarantine tote right there. I'm just using that tote. Nothing in my quarantine tank out in the kitchen. This plants. What other things do I have? I have the female platinum beta, and then I got what the heck's the name of the other beta? This recently, I got a crown tail male beta, which is called Private Pile, due to Shishimi suggestion. I like that name. I still thinking of a name for my female beta, so any names, throw them out in chat. I'm just curious what everyone crazy names people come up with. Got the 3 pea puffers. I have what else am I keeping? I have blue velvet shrimp, and I have a bunch of other things I can't think of right now. Welcome, Christian.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Let me find my headset real quick. There we go.
Heard
That
feedback,
way.
sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Cool.
I heard something about feeder fish. What was that about?
Oh, I got feeder fish a while ago. Just because I was going to quarantine them and give my Oscar something live to eat once in a great while. I stopped after the second or third of them I gave them.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're just growing out in the 10-gallon. I got to pull those out and put them in probably.
How long do you quarantine your feeders?
The feeders, those I quarantined for like a month.
Ah, okay.
Yep, just to make sure they were clear if I was going to feed them to my Oscar.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw a video on Dion's channel.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was feeding, I think he was feeding his fry or something like that. He's feeding his fry to his haps.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, and then I looked at the comments, and then I saw a lot of people disagreeing for what he's doing and all of that. I mean, And I did hear him say he quarantines his live food, so I don't see the problem.
No, people don't think you should feed another fish to another fish, but in the wild, they're predators. They're gonna eat. They're gonna ambush food of the fish.
I agree. I mean, I like I said, I don't see anything wrong with it as long as he gets rid of the parasites.
Exactly.
So there's no harm done.
What I may do with the couple feeder guppies that I have, or whatever they are, the feeder fish, I may throw them in the 55 and let them put up with the Africans for a bit, or I'm just going to throw them in the Oscar tank and let the Oscar go after them. And if they survive in the tank and they grow out their life, that's good on them. But yeah, I believe they're feeder goldfish, the ones I got. So
I don't look at goldfish as feeders. That's my honest opinion.
I don't know. I just grabbed. They were cheap one time, and I just figured I'd grab them and quarantine them, and then feed them to the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
And where's Batman? Who's Batman shimmy in here? Oh, Jimmy's in here. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, Jimmy.
Abby says she got some goldfish yesterday, or feeder goldfish. They are awesome. Yep. Cichlid guy 915.
Mm-hmm.
I've subbed up. Check out my channel if you like. Tank says, do you feel? Feel what? Jack Smith says, I don't like feeder fish in tanks. They can't escape, but in the wild they have a fair chance because they walk. Yep. No, that's true. Right, Jack? Now, these feeder fish are way bigger. You know, they got to be 3 or 4 inches long now, at least. So they're going to give the Oscar a run for his money, or her money, if I ever drop them in that tank. Most likely, I'm just going to throw them in the African cichlid tank, and the cichlids are just going to leave them alone. So, but
hey, I'll be right back. I gotta do something right quick.
No problem.
All right.
Tanks. Do you feel bad for the fish? They're being killed to make the fish flakes. Hold on. Bad for the fish that are being killed to make fish flakes you feed. Laugh out loud. Yeah. You know, it's just the thing. This guy saying V-Stang has a nice channel. Yes, he does. Particular guy, do you grow out your own feeder fish? No, I bought them from the store. I quarantined them for like a month. Maybe it was slightly longer, maybe a month and a week, using General Cure and a bunch of other kind of potent stuff to make sure they didn't have any internal parasites, and then I fed them. But I only got 5 feeder fish, so I still got 2 left, and I figured I'd have mercy on them. So, but they're getting a little too big for that 10-gallon, and they're chasing my females around sometimes. Fancy guppies, and I like the fancy guppies more than the feeders, so they might have to go. Abby says, I just got my feeder goldfish for pet type fish, and I'm able to hand feed them already, but I don't want to stress them out. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Very cool. Mr. Science Geek says, I see it all as the circle of life, part of the food chain / web, natural selection, keeping a balance of the lower on the food chain organisms. Yep. Yeah, the way I look at it, Jack Smith, is if they were in the wild, there's always that chance. You are right. At least they have the opportunity to escape. I mean, I did take mercy on the last 2. I just don't know what I'm doing with those yet. And if I brought them back to the store or whatever, to PetSmart, they would take them and they would just probably give them to someone as feeder fish for free. That's like their policy. If someone has a too big of a fish, they're not going to resell it. They can't due to they won't buy them from you either. It's part of their policy. Atkinson's Aquaria said, if I get 50 subs, I have to do a giveaway. I appreciate the subs and I've been getting. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, everyone should sub up to each other. It's helping out the community. Try and watch their content. I mean, I watched a lot of videos today in between me creating new videos for the channel, my channel. So yeah, I try to watch as many as I can. Abby says, Jack, I agree with you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Honestly, I probably won't feed those fish with me because I've spent the money on them to feed them and keep them going. And they're 4 or 5, probably 4 inches long right now. I just got to get them out of the tank because they're getting too aggressive towards my fancy guppies that I'm keeping, which I'm going to try to breed for profit. And April Shaw, how big will my puffer fish get? They're only pea puffers, so like an inch, maybe slightly bigger. I think the inch is about the biggest they get, but that's an inch in body, not including the fin, the length of the fin. So mine's got a little while to grow out, another ½ inch, 3/4. One of them's really small. Sickly guy in 915 says, my local fish store grow out their own feeders and they are huge. They feed them to their fish. Yeah, it's true because, I mean, it is what it is. I kind of feel bad about doing it, but honestly, they're going to get eaten anyways. In Queens Aquarium, I got female guppies having fry in my 55-gallon tank for growing my angelfish and setting pomas and discus too to eat. Oh, okay, cool. Atkins Aquaria said I started it too, so it's been a journey. Atkinson, I know I have 200 and I want to say 65 or 67 subs now or whatever. I remember because this channel is very old. I started this channel back in 2009, right? And a lot of things happened. You know what I mean? I was going to use it for gaming originally, and then I just started doing aquarius, aquarius stuff or fish keeping stuff on it. So I got older videos that are like 4 years old, maybe 5 or whatever on this channel. So this is me just really starting to really get back into the hobby, and I've only been, creating video content for this channel over the last, I want to say 4 or 5 months, maybe 6. Literally since I set up the 125 behind me, I started creating content again. And most of these subs are from this. I had, I think, 22 when I started back. So give it time, it'll happen. Dang, Tank says, man, don't conform, feed that Oscar. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Tanks, he's been waiting for a month. Actually, oh, okay. At Mark, I do that. Their bite feels weird. Cat. What? Get my Abby said she'd love to get my feeder a goldfish from me, but I don't think you could ship them to me. Where are you, Abby? That all depends. Plus, it's still kind of cold here. I mean, we've had mid-50s or low 50s today, but still it gets cold at night up here. So, and I got a perfect box to ship them in, the ones I got my pea puffers in. So I just have to get a heat pack, But you need someone to pay. I don't know if you have a job or anything, Abby. I know you're younger. I just don't have the money right now to ship them, to be honest with you.
I'm back.
Cool. Welcome back.
Yeah, went to go get something from my job right quick. I left something there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jack Smith says, gaming. What games do I play? Well, I haven't played in a while. I've been saying every day I'm going to start gaming again. I like Black Ops 3. I like a lot of FPS games for PC. I also play World of Warcraft every once in a while when my buddy can convince me to come back and play. I like all different types of style games. But if I was going to go back and play, I'd play in Black Ops 3 or whatever the new and latest, greatest game was. Oscars love grapes. Thanks for letting me know that. I'll pick up some grapes for him. Yeah, laugh out loud. Shipping feeder goldfish. Yeah, it would be easier just to buy new ones from the store. They're much cheaper that way. Abby says she's got a bit of a job. Abby, Mark Zark's Aquarium says, Abby, how hard does the beta bite? That's a good question. I don't know. I've never had a beta bite me, so I can't give you any reference. Shishimi Whiskey says, how come we don't play games, Brian? I don't know. Jim, it would be fun. Jack Smith says, I have Black Ops 3 on Steam. I mostly play Rocket League at the moment. Shimmy Whiskey says, you got to get practice at CSGO so you can play it with me and Left Diesel. Yeah. I picked up CSGO, tried playing it. I just don't get the principles. Maybe I'll do it with you, Shishimi or Jim, because at least you can give me some guidance. I know it's a first-person shooter, but I don't get all the extra keys where you have to buy all that extra, the weapons and ammo. I'm just used to going in, spraying and praying, starting with your basic weapon from Black Ops 3 and playing it out. Let's see. Yeah, Lumpy Dog, WoW is still going on. They've done a lot of changes. I like it compared to the old way. Played WoW. I played WoW. My grandson played CSGO. Yeah, CSGO. Shishimi can tell you what it stands for. I can't remember. I play WoW on Corey and some Bob Sir. Oh, the free one. Yep. I used to play for free a lot. I got tired of paying for it, so I found some really, really good servers to play on the back end for free. They're only like a couple, was one patch behind than the regular game itself, but that takes a lot of programming, Jim. You need to have good programmers that can get the newer content to work properly. Sickly Guy 1915 says, Captain, I really like the tank and back. Yeah, the 125, a lot of people like it. I just got to get more plants in there. Most of my plants are sitting with the overflow right here. You can't see it because it's behind Corey's aquarium co-op thing and my aquarium box sticker. But you can see the other one in the other corner that I don't have running because this outcompetes my pump because those are two 1-inch DYA overflows. And they'll do like 900 gallons an hour gravity fed, roughly, or 950. So my pump is 1,393 gallons per hour for the trickle tower / sump. Diablo 2. Yep, I have Diablo 2.
Oh, Diablo 2?
Yeah.
That's a good game.
Yep. Jack Smith says Counter-Strike Global Offensive. That's right.
Battlefield 1?
I have Battlefield 1. I have a lot of the FPS games on my Steam account. I played I know it's not that big at the moment, but I played Black Ops 1 and I got like 6,000 or 7,000 hours in the game. That's how much
was actually pretty good.
Huh?
Black Ops 1 was a good game.
Yeah, it was. Abby says she plays CSGO, Call of Duty, and modded Minecraft sometimes. That's cool.
One thing I haven't played on the online is probably Doom.
Yeah. I've played Doom online with my buddies before.
Was it awesome? Like, was it like?
Yeah. Yep. All the games I play is PC, everyone. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I do have consoles, but I like PC better because I can build the rocking system and play the game the way it's meant to be in the highest graphics possible. Yeah, it'll make me miss having time to play games, and I remember how much I wouldn't get done.
I remember when DC Universe became an MMO one time.
It still is an MMO.
Yeah, I remember when it first came out. I still have the game, but like,
yeah, I tried it, and it's like I got into it for like about 3 days, and then I'm like, nope, going back to playing first-person shooters. I have my phases where I'll play first-person shooters for like a year straight, and that's all I'll play, and then I'll go back to my older games or new games that are like fantasy-based, whether it's WoW or DDO, Dungeons and Dragons Online, or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah. I have Doom, the new Doom. No one to play with on that. Yeah, no. I'm talking the old Doom. We got the mods or whatever because you could play 4 people, so we just hook it up and we play that way.
Wait, like you're talking about like the old? You're talking about the old setup, like where everything was all 8-bit?
Yep.
That's pretty nice. I heard you have to unlock it all in like all portions of hell in the game.
Yeah, been there, done that. I did it in my sleep. No joke. When Doom first came out, I think I beat it in about 8 or 10 hours, the whole game, if that.
Yeah. I remember I told my brother that lived in Germany about it coming out, like the whole renew. He's like, "Man, I haven't played Doom in 20 years."
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time since that game rebooted like that.
Yeah, I haven't played the new Doom, but the old Doom was pretty good because that was like the first real multiplayer game I played. You know.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, let's see. We got 22 viewers, and we're talking about gaming.
Shishimi says war crack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Warcraft.
Yeah.
I played Quake 2 for quite a bit. I played all.
Which game that was pretty good? That was for like the Nintendo 64, and it came out for Xbox again. It was probably Conquer.
What?
Conquer, you know that red squirrel?
Oh, okay, yeah, I know the game you're talking about.
That game is so hilarious. I just can't stop laughing every time.
Nisi's like, Island, when did we become old women? Yeah, when did I become an old guy? Yeah, right. Ruru says Steam, you can get it on sale, the new Doom for $20. I don't know.
I mean, I once I beat the game, I just return it.
Yeah, like
that's what I do.
Shimi's saying to Adam, Ruru, I had 4 level 100s in WoW. At one point, I had 10 level 100s in WoW, if not more. Because I just level 1 up, master everything, and then go to the next character and do the same thing.
Rocksmith is a great game. I have that game. I always hook up my guitar to that. That's how I learned how to play. It's a great game to learn how to play guitar.
Mm-hmm. Alan Queen says, I was 27 when I had my kid, and all downhill since then. Alan Queen, that's when I had my son. Well, I didn't have him, but my wife had our 9-year-old son. Was when I was 27, so or whatever. Wolf Quest, wow, that's an old game. I remember that one.
Shishimi says the picture with Ben Affleck in a Superman costume. That's me.
Jimmy is the really Superman? Yep. It's his alter ego.
Steel. Man of aluminum cans.
Yeah, right? You should see the pile of aluminum cans from all the beers I drank over the last week.
Oh, man. I've seen people collect the cans and take them to recycle places and get money off of them.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm going to do.
Much. They don't get much, but hey, it's something.
Everyone's adding each other, subbing to each other. It's great. I appreciate that. And I'm sure everyone in the chat appreciates the extra subs and all that. Let me check something out. What I was going to do is go to view on watch page. That's what I want to do so I can close this chat down. Just use the stream chat. Nope, I'm still muted. Okay.
Mojo Jojo.
Wow, we got 23 viewers and
Like he needs, like Naruto, you might need the
24.
Mojo Jojo hat, or the if you want to be Mojo Jojo.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, Naruto said that he said that he was Mojo Jojo on one of his comments.
Huh.
That's some Powerpuff Girl stuff. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Nisi says, Jimmy, that should be your new name. Super Whiskey to the rescue.
Like, what if its logo's on his chest? That'd be funny.
Yeah, right.
Like, you'll see the Superman sign, and then you'll see a W.
Shishimi says, but Bob just showed me Superman theme intro for his channel. I can't be it if he's Superstein. That's true. Thanks for sharing it on your Facebook group. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'm going to make it to 500 subscribers without cutting my hair and shaving my face. I know a totally random subject, but I was going to do something crazy and do like a live stream where, you know, I shaved my head, bicked it, put a little turtle wax on top, shaved the beard off completely. Maybe when I get super chat. But that could be months from now. So Nisi said, oh, laugh out loud. Oh, this is perfect. Best workout entertainment. Jack Smith says, do it, man. Yep. I think when I get the super chat, I'll let people start doing it for donations. Maybe I'll let this really grow out. But it's really going to suck if it takes me till like next year sometime to do it, because that means I'm going to have a beard that's like long as hell. It really doesn't match. I'm, you know, I got gray on top and then I have a red beard. Jack Smith says, actually, just shave your eyebrows. I've already done that as a deer. Been there, done that. Mark's Arcs Aquarium says, great stream, Brian. Be back later if you're still going. Bye, everyone. Yeah, I'm definitely, like last night, unlike last night, I'm going to be here for a while. I was tired last night. I was actually, unfortunately, falling asleep listening to Bob's stream while I was in bed watching it. And then he's like, well, guys, I think I'm going to finish up. And I was like, oh, he's finishing up. Sweet. Because I don't think many people stream on a Monday. So
I feel like eating Chinese food all of a sudden.
Chinese is good, man. The Chinese place closed down the street just now, though. Shishimi Whiskey, did people here see the Powdery logo I made for you? Anyone want to see it before I delete it off of Google Drive? Yeah, put it up, man. Throw it up in the link. I have to see it again. Got a lot of commotion going on at your place, huh, Christian?
Yeah, it's my little nephew. You know how 3-year-olds are.
Oh, the terrible twos into the terrible threes.
Yeah. when they want to throw a fit, they'll
Yep.
just do it. Yeah.
What
I
should
just
I
gotta
do
deal with
for
it.
100 subscribers, Abby? For 100 subscribers, I don't know what to tell you. Do a contest, but with most contests, you have to give something away. That's why I was waiting to do a contest. Maybe my next contest will either be this for my super chat, shaving off my head, or hair shaving off my head. Yeah, right. Oh, that's true. Live stream. That would be a good thing for 100 subscribers. Do your first live stream.
Aren't you already doing live streams?
No. I'm talking to Abby.
Oh.
She's like, I don't know what I'm going to do for 100 subscribers yet. Honestly, Abby, I waited till I had 200 before I did anything. Because, money was tight, and it still is tight, but... Okay, so let's see this.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I hit 50 subscribers, I'm like, oh shit, I hit 50. What do I do?
Yeah, all right.
Like, because it's sometimes you don't expect yourself when you're like a first time YouTuber, you don't expect yourself to hit 50 subscribers.
Yep. Just give me a second. I'm gonna open up Shasimi's thing on. I'm sharing the screen right now so people can see. See, you know what? It's kind of funny, Jim. I think I might actually use that just to change my icon. But I like my turtles. That's the problem.
I like that peg leg. The peg leg is a nice touch.
Yeah, right. Oh, I gotta go back to that. Was it? Yeah. Hold on. Where is it? My beer, and I have other things in the way. So let's go back to. Where is it? God damn it.
I like how it just morphed into the space.
Yeah, right. That Oscar's like, I don't know what I did, Jim. I don't know. You got that look like, don't hit me. Don't hit me.
You could tell that Oscar could have an Italian accent.
I'm just waiting for the stream to come back.
Oh, you know what you need right there? You need an eye patch.
No. I think it looks good. Hey, Jim, but you forgot to put Miller. It's Miller time on the mug.
Oh yeah, he needs to put that on there.
Mm-hmm. I know Jim said he's just was doing this as a quick joke. I mean, he took about 20, 30 minutes or whatever, 40 minutes. I was hanging out.
What's the BC stand for?
What do you mean, BC? Brian Corcoran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Probably because I switched my name, and then he made this on that same stream when my name changed that stream, or just before the stream. So it used to be Brian Corcoran's Aquatics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of does look like me, only the beard needs to be red. And up top on the sides needs to be gray, like a silver fox. It's not really silver fox, it's gray. I started getting my first gray hairs, and my hair started falling out when I turned 17. So it's just been a steady retreat. I like it, though.
I like how that Oscar's just like...
What's that?
Like how he's just like, like...
Instead of a parrot, he put an Oscar on my shoulder. That's awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
It's just growing on me. I don't know why.
I mean, like, I ain't gonna lie, your Oscar does kind of look like you, honestly. Like, just by looking at it, just like by looking at him, you can tell he has the same personality as you do.
You know what's kind of funny? Totally off topic. All right, let me stop sharing the screen. Stop. Oh, there we go. About that, I came back from Iraq and doing my service, and I had been out of Iraq and all that. I met my friends after I got out of the service. Started working for my old boss that I worked for before I went into the service, and excuse me, he had like a second in charge at that time, guy named Ian, and I pretty much came in the room when I was looking for a job coming back. I told him, hey, and he was kind of there to interview me with my old boss. I knew I had the job. It was just a formality type thing. I helped my boss build up his company when I was in high school and he was in high school. So I was like, yeah, by the way, I'm coming for your job. He's like, the look on his face, he turned beet red like he wanted to beat the crap out of me. but I think he was afraid to even say anything to me because I just came back and I saw some crazy stuff over in Iraq. Long story short, 2 months later, both of them, when I came in that time or whatever, just as a formality, to see when they want to see when I wanted to work. They like 2 months later after I started working, they call it, you know, we were all hanging out in the office, my boss's office, and he's like, dude, no joke, you still scare us. You just got that look of that 1,000-yard stare, like, don't fuck with me, I'll kill you.
It's funny. My dad has the same face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we're maintenance men over there at the trailer park, and like there was this like every time we get like somebody that doesn't want to cooperate with any of the rules there, my dad would just give him this one stare.
Oh,
like he gives us this one stare, and I know this stare because this stare was this disciplinary look on his face every time I do something dumb.
Oh, I got criticized. Yeah, I guess everyone in chat's like, Kirsten, when you're not talking, mute your mic because that noise in the background's killing him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It doesn't, I don't notice it as much because I'm listening to you and I'm not really focusing on it. But I guess if they're really trying to hear what we're saying, it probably gets bad.
All right, let me just mute me whenever you speak.
Okay.
Just right now.
Mr. Science Geek says, that's a nice logo. Which logo? The one Shishimi made me? Or Jim? Yeah, that thing's growing on me. I know I have Sam Garcia working on new logo for me. He's doing all Captain Savage. He's going to have turtles in it and Oscar and something else. I haven't seen a draw up yet on it, so I might have to throw something up temporarily because my channel, people come to it and they'll see my old logo, Brian Corcoran's Aquatics, and there's no Captain Savage to even be mentioned besides, you know, like the name channel name changing and stuff like that. Matt DLR is back. Welcome back, Matt. Wow, this is awesome, guys. I appreciate it. 23 still hanging strong on a Monday. Maybe I got to stream after Bob does on Mondays. But usually I have my son, so. But Bob gets off at 9 o'clock, so my son will be well into bed by then. So I should be able to do it. I just have to keep it down a little bit. But my son's in Florida with my soon-to-be ex-wife. So, Anakin, just popping in to say hi. I can't stay long. I have a national exam in the morning. All right, Anakin, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate that.
Can you hear the screaming?
No.
Okay.
I can't. Oh, so Chaz wants to join the stream, I guess. He's like, I can't find the link for the stream. Or Google Hangouts. Chaz's Fish Channel says, what's up, fish tank people?
Just want to say sorry for the screaming, guys. I didn't realize how loud that was.
Jack Smith says, I got to go. It's 3 a.m. now. Really need to get some sleep. Bye. Take it easy, Jack. Thanks for stopping in. Chaz. Great question. No kids screaming bloody murder anymore.
No.
Oh, Jesus. Now we got a different kind of screaming grunting going on.
Just him fooling around.
Yep.
I'm just being nosy.
That's all good. You can be nosy.
He says it's okay. You can be nosy.
Ben Cheek says, guess who's back? Back again. Chaz is back. Tell some friends.
You actually record that?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Just hopefully when I'm running for president of the United States, y'all don't use that against me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Did you hear him, Savage?
What's that?
He says like hopefully if I run for president, like you wouldn't use that against me.
That's funny. Ruru says, laugh out loud, they made a Taken TV series. Yes, they did, and supposedly it's pretty good. I haven't watched it. I'm recording all the episodes on my DVR. So
What show?
Taken.
Taken. Never seen.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
It's a new series as of this year. So, and it's already been out for like I think a month about.
What's it about? Women who's taken?
No. Have you ever seen the movie Taken 1, 2, or 3 or whatever with Liam Neeson?
Was that one for like that one? Is it a thriller? It kind of looked like a thriller when I saw the trailer.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about then.
Yeah, it's Liam Neeson when he was the first one. He was like a retired CIA guy that protected a lot of different people, and they went after his family or whatever. It kind of explains everything. It's a good series. You should watch it if you got like Netflix or Amazon. I think it's on there for free.
I have Hulu. I think it should be on there.
Yeah, check it out. You might like it.
Yeah, it's good.
ASD.
Yeah.
When that one kid reminds me to teach about homework.
Have you seen House of Cards?
Yep, love the series. Honestly, when House of Cards comes out, I binge watch it, so no one will see me for like 8 hours or the day. Well, whatever it is, I'll binge watch it in like a day and a half.
I'm sorry, but Frank Underwood's raw, man.
Huh?
He's also gay, but fuck it.
Ruru says Maggie Grace is a hottie.
Maggie Grace.
Has anyone seen the movie IT? I've seen the movie IT.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
Nisi says, I will find you and I will kill you. Yes. Yep. She's seen the Taken series.
Oh, wait. Is that meme?
I will find you and I will kill you.
Like, I don't know who you are, but I will find you and I will kill you.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now I know what Taken is.
Yep. Chaz's channel says, thank you, Ben. It annoys me when people spend like 143,298 on likes, so it's hard. I had to do that video. Oh yeah, Chaz, I'm still waiting for my LED strips to come in from AliExpress from China.
Yeah, they're awesome.
It's been like 3 months, but it takes forever. Oh, and look at who it is.
What's up, Chaz?
Are we on the moon? Are we on the moon?
Why would he be on the moon?
Oh, never mind. The camera was pointed like at the bottom of your tank, so it looked like the shimmer and the light of the moon. You know?
No, I don't know.
No.
Apollo 13.
Yeah.
Guess what, guys? I've got new fish, kind of. My fish bread. I've got some. My electric blue haps. They've got.
Is that a bicolor?
What?
Is that a bicolor? That the cichlid behind you?
No, I don't know. I think that's a blue neon. Blue neon. I don't know. Peacock.
Probably okay.
Nice.
I mean, I've got all these African cichlids, and I don't even know what they are. So that's kind of new to me. Good.
I had that problem.
They all look alike to me. I mean, all the females, they look like the exact same of any kind of species. So I'm like, I don't know what I've got, but I'm sure that's a breeding pair of something.
Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm thinking about getting more tanks. I can't decide if I get more tanks, more fish, or more stands. Just one of those three.
Well, they kind of all go hand in hand. So you need the stand to hold the tank. So go with the stand, get the tank, and then get fish.
It's annoying. I mean, I've got the fish, kind of. I've got lots of baby fish everywhere, so I could probably do with the tanks. And then the stands, I mean, they have to be racks. They can't just be one stand for one tank. I would have to buy like 5 tanks at the same time. So I like buying things in bulk. It just works out a lot cheaper for me.
ASD. Oh, hold on. Thank you, Nisi.
Someone's message got deleted.
Yep.
As
new babies, Chaz, Fry. What about the new fish? Says Nisi.
New babies. What about new fish? Well, I would. If I get new fish, it's just to breed them. So next fish I would probably buy is either a male paradise fish or some wild caught discus. So
Nice,
that's my
'cause-
next purchases. Yeah.
Yeah, because you said the wild caught discus are like $10 for you, right?
Yep. I'm thinking about getting a group of 6 of those, but this Sunday, I'm thinking about going to a fish auction near me, so I might check that out. Never been to a fish auction before, but I'll probably just go there and buy everything, I guess, if I want it.
As long as you got the money to do it and it doesn't hurt you too bad, do it. Why not?
Yeah, but I think here in like Peru, it's like people they haven't got that much money anyway, so if I save up for like a week, I've got more money than most people have anyway, so I buy everything. And people
Yeah.
can get. I mean, it happens all the time. Like I go into a local fish store and I end up buying the best fish, and people be like, "I wanted to buy that, yeah, but I mean, the shop owner they kind of put the prices up when I'm in, so like a fish that would cost someone, let's say $10, they'd charge me 15, but I get first pick all the time, so that's kind of I get it.
That's cool. So you probably have a lot of people that don't like you when you leave the fish shop.
Yeah, the owners. The owners don't actually like me because sometimes I go around telling like the customers like, don't buy this fish. You better buy this other fish which is cheaper. I mean, it's like when they're trying to buy Oscars, for instance, they look at the big Oscar and say, I want to buy this big Oscar and it costs maybe, let's say, $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy a baby Oscar for about $10 here. So it's like you can save $90 and the fish will grow basically in a year. So I'd go around telling people, buy the small one, don't buy the big one. It'll grow that size in a year and they lose money that way.
Yeah, I mean, I know an Oscar from a baby, if you're talking like fry to like, 10, 12 inches, yeah, definitely a year.
I was thinking more like 3 inches because a 3-inch Oscar, that grows fast.
Yeah, 3-inch. I got mine when they were the big one that's in the tank, that's 3 inches. If you don't include the fins, it's probably about a foot right now, just the body itself. But with the fins, it's over a foot long. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I remember my brother's 2 Oscars that he had. He had them in like I believe a 40-gallon tank. And like next thing you know, like I guess the I don't know what happened, but the female completely like committed like harakiri and just jumped out of the tank. And then we just found her dead on the floor.
it could have just been the 40 breeder was too small for them, and they were always squabbling for space because a 40 breeder is not that big of a tank for big Oscars.
Right. I think that was the flaw that my brother did when he had cichlids for the first time.
Oh, I guess some people took off. Sorry if I missed you guys leaving the channel. Ruru says, "Hey Chaz, have you ever done fish store tour videos? I'd love to see what types of fish are in the hobby in South America."
Well, yeah, I could do them. I mean, but can be kind of awkward because like the owners are kind of like concerned about me filming things and giving them to the police, something like that, because there's a lot of illegal fish on the market. Like you get wild caught piranhas and like I don't know, you get all sorts of fish that might be legal to own, but I guess I could.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just have to talk to the owner and be like, "Hey, I won't tape these tanks just in case,"
Yeah, just tell him like to like have just like move the fish for like temporarily, and once you're done, you'll just move them right back.
Or you just don't.
I mean, that's it.
Or you just don't
Tape them at all.
Yeah, or you just don't video that tank at all.
Well, I mean, I would just do it anyway, and they don't. I mean, if I know the owner and they're like a lot of the owners, they know me, so it's like that's cool.
Yeah.
So I don't mind.
If anything, you'd be promoting their business in a way,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I mean, you do get some pretty cool fish here. Like last time I went to these big, well, it's not really a store. It's like a collective of stores. There's maybe 20 stores in one little area. So like stalls, and then on these stalls you get black piranhas. You get fully grown silver arowanas, leaf fish. What else do I see that's kind of cool there? You get a lot of their flower horns as well. So it's a mix of everything. And then there's a lot of like boring fish, like the platies and mollies. I just find them boring. No offense.
Hmm. Everyone's
But-
like, yeah, fish store tour. Get a tour.
Okay. I should do that then.
Hey, it's good content for your channel.
Yeah, I was thinking about going wild guppy fishing maybe next weekend, actually. That's my
Cool.
next plan. And then after that, maybe or actually I might go to the jungle and do piranha fishing. I could do that, I guess. I mean, I've got 4 days I could do that in since I'm holidaying next week.
Make sure you pack a lot of bug spray.
Oh no, I mean, like you get mosquitoes then. The mosquitoes, they're going to bite you one way or another. And bug spray for me does not work. I mean, I'm one of these people who like always gets eaten alive by insects.
Your
So
typo.
I'm like, typo.
Yeah, your typo blood. They like O
Yep.
blood.
I'm O positive. So that might be why.
Just rub some onion on you. Probably they don't like onion.
Yeah,
Onion.
yeah, but then he'll forget and they'll see some nice. I won't go there. Never mind.
Go there,
Might meet,
Brian.
put it this way: you might meet.
That's Mr. Science Geek here, Rick.
What's
How you
up,
doing,
Mr.
Rick?
Yeah, most of the time in those areas, like you're right, Chaz, the bug spray wouldn't even work anyway.
So Dead Boy NYC says, bug spray won't work. You use mud. If I use mud,
Reals.
that could work. No,
Yeah.
that would not be covered in. I would rather get bitten by the insects than like be covered in mud. I think the muds they contain like parasites, I guess, and I don't know. I think that'd be probably the worst idea.
Well, it depends of what type of mud you're using.
Jesus.
Amazonian mud. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe some monkey defecated in it, and it's like monkey poop. I don't know. Because you do get wild monkeys in the Amazonian rainforest. Lots of them. Oh, you know what I should do? I should do like a fish market tour in the jungle, because you get all these wild caught fish, and you get plecos, you get your tiger shovel-nosed catfish, pacus, a whole lot. I could do that. I could just go around the local fish market and just film it.
Yeah, why not? That would be interesting. I'm sure a lot of people would think that's awesome.
No, I think a lot of people would think it's a crime. People would be like, dude, this pacu's awesome, and it's dead. It's going to be food. And it's like, well, kind of cool, but at the same time, kind of, you know, it's bittersweet, I guess. Like, it's cool to see him, but it's dead.
Nisi doing her job. Okay. Oh my God, I'm gonna smell like onions during the summer from now on.
So
Does the
Mike
job.
Hawk Small wants me to say his name. Say his name.
That's all on you. Hey, what's up, Rick? How you doing? Did Rick freeze or something?
Ruru said, I watch River Monsters. I know what people eat.
Dead Boy NYC says, I was in Peru. The bugs were insane.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Bugs do get insane.
Chaz, Shishimi says, Chaz fell for it. Laugh out loud.
So for what? I don't know.
What's up with your green screen? No green screen today?
Oh no, the green screen decided to. The magic, wonderful stuff that is sellotape has decided to stop working. So that's fun.
Oh, okay.
I could use it as this is Nisi. If you're watching, this is what a real cloak of invisibility looks like. Whoa. I've disappeared. That's how Harry Potter does it. I'm going to go like this now. You can just watch my screen.
Wow. Banhammer to Mike Hawksmall.
The band hammer?
Yep. V-Stack
Someone got
banned him.
banned?
Kodak.
What'd he say?
Extending dislikes. Whoa. 10 dislikes on this already?
Let me see. Whoa.
Wow. We got some trolls tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Let me rise that right quick. There we go. Number 20.
So Nisi says, Chas, that hurt. Low blow. I may go cry in a corner. Well, I mean, I'm kind of like Harry Potter with my green screen cloak. So,
Screw the trolls. It's all about the ogres.
You know what's kind of funny? The trolls really don't bug me all that much, as long as they're not dropping F-bombs and stuff in the channel and stuff like that. Someone's is on multiple accounts disliking. That's okay. That's all right.
It's all about the ogres.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do they get internet under the bridges? I mean,
I don't know.
okay, I'm going to go put my green screen back up. That's kind of annoying now.
You should try thumbtacks. The tape. Try thumbtacks.
Yeah, I mean, tape to me is just like a quick fix.
Extending likes. Thank you. How you doing, Rick?
I'm doing better now. I'm finally on.
Yeah, I was like, is Rick here? Because you were awfully still up on. I'm like, I wonder if it didn't crash out on him.
Yeah, it was just being really weird and it was freezing up and stuff. And I don't know. I had to do I think I had to try to shut it down. So
cool. Any new projects you're working on at the moment, Rick?
Yeah, I actually went up in the attic and I found a 10-gallon empty that I'm gonna reseal once again, and I found a bunch of heaters and a bunch of fish food and a bunch of freebies. So, because I mean, you know, it's old and I don't have to pay for it, so I'll try and see if I can use it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the same troll keeps coming back in the channel.
I gotta take a look at this.
Yeah, so do I. I gotta view the deleted
Sponges.
message. Decrease of 100 subscribers in 7 hours. Sponges. Oh, okay.
Wow, you're getting quite a lot of people like getting banned here. I mean,
It's the same person with multiple accounts, or they're creating new accounts, or it's just trolls. Honestly, I got a kick out of some of the stuff trolls say. So, laugh out loud. Ruru says there's a Chinese movie called Duckweed.
It's funny when trolls try to like make fun of your they try to question your sexuality or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, they're wasting their time with that.
Chemo the Great. Same question, same.
who is Chemo the Great?
I don't know. Welcome.
So, does watching the Duckweed movie count as the Duckweed challenge?
I don't think so.
There's a Duckweed movie.
Daniel might have all the words for that one. Chemo the Great. Who knew that was all one about? Oh, wow. Chaz is getting in on it, too.
Yep.
No.
Mm.
So,
I think
what
they should
type of
have,
fish?
like-
Oh, go ahead, Chaz.
Now you're saying they should have like some sort of function on YouTube when if you want to participate on the live chat, you have to have like 10 subscribers or something like that. Filter. Because that would stop all these like trolls from happening, I guess.
Well,
That's
if
true.
that were to happen, then we wouldn't have like a couple of fish keepers that would have questions that would probably have like 0 subscribers or something. I mean, if they start making videos themselves, it'll be fine. But
Right. Now, I was going to ask Rick, what are you thinking about putting in the 10-gallon once you get it resealed? Anything special?
I'd really like to start my own strain of guppies. I saw a bunch of guppies on this site that I really liked, but I don't feel like paying $60 for them. So I'm gonna try and breed it and make it happen.
Cool. Well, I would say that if you want to get quality fish, sometimes you've got to spend a bit of money and invest. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion. If you're doing like, you would save yourself so much time and effort just to buy like a breeding trio or pair or something like that, and just work on that. So just improve some traits and make it work from there. Because I mean, the amount of energy and effort that you would have to put in to create your own strain is quite a lot. So I guess you would save maybe a year or two, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and considering how long it's taken my guppies to have their first batch of fry, it's probably gonna save me like 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, in my opinion, like when I got my 2 males and 4 females, because they didn't have any more females at the store, it took, I swear, the females held the fry forever, over a month. You know what I mean? Until they were badgered enough that they finally dropped them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So give it time. They'll drop their fry. And
Actually, I've got a question
really
about guppies for you guys. Do you think, like, if you've got a pregnant female that's about to give birth or due, and you keep like these females with males, do they give birth easier? Or like, I know with like people, if a woman's like heavily pregnant to induce birth, sometimes they can have sex. So would that be the case in guppies?
It's an interesting thought. It's a possibility, but I never took my males out, so I think that was the problem why they didn't drop the fry, because the males were always harassing them. Excuse me.
I don't know, because I mean, I've got some female guppies set apart, and they've been apart for, let's say, a week, and they haven't dropped any fry yet. So I'm concerned about that, and I'm thinking maybe the males do help females give birth quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a more natural. So it's like, if you've got a fish that's willing to mate, like maybe the female's got to condition herself to be able to mate sooner rather than later, like some sort of survival instinct. So if like, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe they need to reproduce more often if there's a male in the tank, so they drop fry quicker. Whereas if you're thinking a female's got no males and she could hold for longer, since you would rather give the fry a better chance of surviving rather than just giving birth there and then.
Mm-hmm. Frank Morrow brought up a good point. A good Java moss cover will help spawning, as it provides security for the fry and even the mother. Yeah, until my plants grew out further in that tank, now the females just drop fry all the time. You know what I mean? What is it? I think every 21 days they'll drop a new batch if they're pregnant or whatever.
I think it should be 28 normally, isn't it? The cycle for the female guppies to give birth. But and again, I wouldn't go for Java moss. Java moss is kind of gritty, I guess. I would just go straight up subwasser tank. So much cooler, so much better.
Mm-hmm. Nisi says I need to charge my phone and check on my boys. I'll try and stop in later. Keep the good stream, guys. Thanks for stopping in, Nisi. Have a good night. If I see you later, cool. Island Queen Aquarium says, I find some female guppies have their fry small and other females give birth to bigger fry. So I think that's why some females take longer. Makes sense. But I've also heard from people that have been having a lot of fry and stuff like that, or guppy fry. In some cases, the females, if they feel too threatened or getting beat on too much, they'll just hold them in and eventually absorb them back in.
So Dan Gavioli says, I believe there is some truth to that, Charles. I've experienced the same. So you seem to agree that having a male present in the tank stimulates females to give birth quicker? That's cool. I mean, if we could do some sort of scientific research into it, whereas we can maybe do some kind of, I don't know, data collecting maybe? That'd be cool.
It does seem legit though.
Yeah, I could probably do that. I just got some guppies over the weekend, as you see in my most recent video. And it was a male and 3 or 4 females. And so they're all they don't have any babies yet, so they will have babies at the same time. So what I could do is keep some with the male and keep some on their own and see if that has any effect on the time that they drop the fry.
Yeah, but to do that sort of study, we would need like 200 different female guppies to have like a decent hypothesis, and then we can maybe do a kind of, I don't know, because it would be basically what type of hypothesis would it be? Like, Well, you have your standard saying yes, it's true, or no, it's not true, and then you'd have to test it and then have a margin of error, which is probably going to be about 5% with 200 and let's say 67, I think is the standard number for a statistic count.
Yeah, that is true. I would need a larger sample size. So that's a good point.
But you could keep the sample size that way, but it would probably take you a year to accomplish that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you did one time, you move the females. Like I have, I want to say 5 guppy tanks right now. You know what I mean? 10 gallons. Mm-hmm. So that's something I might be able to accomplish in a quick span due to all the females and males I have. Make, half the tanks with females by themselves with no males in there, see how long it takes them to drop fry. But that means I would have to get the control where the females have to drop all their fry currently. Then I'll have to put them in with the male, let them all get pregnant, hopefully, say do like 3 females. And then I have to take the, you know what I mean? Or do all the females I have, let them all get pregnant, and then take half the batch, put them in a couple different tanks without males in there. You know what I mean? That's a lot of work just to figure that out.
Well, you could just do 2 tanks, but the parameters like water quality, temperature, everything would have to be identical just to minimize the amount of variables. And then you could maybe use the same strain as well. So if you have a batch that at the same size, same age, same sex, same strain, everything, so we minimize the amount of variables. Just have the variable is male present in tank.
Mm-hmm. Male in tank, male out of tank. So that would only take 2 tanks then,
Yeah, but you would have to have the exact same. Let's say you have to get the females pregnant at the same age, same time, and basically the same moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be achieved, I'd say.
Yeah. Give or take a day or 2. You know what I mean?
Yes, and then if you have, let's say, 20 female guppies per tank, I mean that would probably work.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm thinking also genetics would have an impact.
I would also think that it would be better to keep the male in there, because in the wild, the reason why the male is more brightly colored is to grab the attention of a predator. So then I would think that the female would feel more safe to have the male around.
Mm-hmm. Brack, I'm just trying to see what we missed. If the female is dropping, hold on. Brewer says he liked water spray and water wisteria for bushy plants for fry. Yeah, I have a lot more fry in those hanging out in that than Java moss, to be honest with you. I'm not seeing if I missed anything.
Your dog's looking at something. I'm just wondering.
Probably the pleco's out.
Oh. Never seen a dog
a lumpy dog. If the females are dropping, it's water conditions or tank harassment. Oh, lumpy dog says my females guppies drop every month with no males in the tank. They drop for several months without being around males. Yeah, because I thought they store the sperm or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. For another time.
So they can temporarily asexualize themselves?
Well, no, they store it. Nothing says that. I guess they have the ability to hold it, if I remember correctly. Certain fish can do that, where they store the male sperm for a certain amount of time, and then they could be in a tank by themselves and not be pregnant, and all of a sudden they're pregnant.
Yes, that's definitely true in female guppies. That does happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I was
have a
thinking,
survival place.
you know how you guys say that the female has to feel relaxed in the tank to drop the fry? I'm thinking, could you maybe use some sort of clove oil or some sedative to make the female kind of feel sleepy or relaxed, and then
Well, you'd probably knock out all your fish.
Yeah, you probably kill them all.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you could always play some Barry White and give her a back rub.
Yeah, right?
Well, I'm just saying this because I've seen, like, you know, have you ever seen how they breed a koi fish? When they strip the female off her eggs and then they like mix it with the sperm of a koi fish, and they use clove oil to like put the fish to in a daze in a comatose state, so they can actually pick the fish up out of the water and extract the eggs manually. I'm thinking, could you extract the guppy fry manually from a female?
It all depends, but how would you know how, especially in a female guppy, you would have to have some type of tool that would show you that the fry is healthy enough, or, you know what I mean, is matured enough to be taken. You know what I mean? How would you be able to tell?
Fish
Well, I'd
focus
say
on-
the telltale signs that the female, she kind of becomes more squared off in the back of her belly. So you can maybe just tell when she's about to give birth. So that's maybe an indicator of when she would be ready to, I don't know, be stripped of the fry.
That's true. That makes sense. Mr. Science Geek says, Island Queen, like what time of month do they drop? Does it seem to be around a certain moon phase?
September.
Out of all the times I kept guppies and bred them, this is the best success I've had with my guppies. All my fry grow big and healthy. Dead boy says, sorry, but if my typing looks like I'm drunk, but the kids got crumbs all over this computer. I've been trying to for days to clean it. Frank Moreno says, I know clove oil is used in fish euthanization. This could be risky. Well, it knocks them out or makes them sedated. That way, if like for a puffer, they suggest using clove oil if you like the teeth need to be shaved down or cut down. Because you didn't give it a proper diet, so of shells and stuff like crustaceans and stuff. But
I remember Joey from King of DIY used clove oil to put his 01 in a sedative state, just to like trim its fins because it was growing. It was misproportioned when it was growing its fins back. So he trimmed it into size so he can get it in there. We can get a good shape out of it, and he used clove oil to keep it sedative and keep it from wiggling around.
Yeah, I remember seeing that video. It's kind of cool. I'd be stressed out to cut the tail on that
giant.
That expensive of a fish, even though it wasn't moving much. You know what I mean? Just I don't know. And Daniel's here. So who's doing the duckweed challenge? I think it's Rick's turn, right?
Yeah, I need to get some. I need to find some first.
Mm.
I can't find any duckweed.
Wow, 25 viewers. Wow. That's awesome.
Hey, Savage, you got 12 dislikes.
I know, from the troll. It's okay. You know what? And you know what's kind of funny? Just from that one troll with the multiple accounts, I only had 3 dislikes total. And all the time I was keeping this channel, 3 or 4 total. Now it's up to like 20, you know?
This guy really has no life.
What's that?
This troll really has no life.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't, honestly, it is what it is. But I tell people if they don't like my videos or whatever, just leave a comment down in the comment section below, especially on the live stream, because I'm never going to know if someone really doesn't like what's going on or they don't like the stream, because how are you supposed to improve if you never get negative comments? You know what I mean?
I mean, they said my nephew was too loud on the chat, and yeah, just fixed the error. I just muted myself. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with constructive criticism, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they're gonna throw a dislike, then they should also say like what their problem is that they have, so that you can know what you need to fix.
Exactly. And that's what I usually say at most the end of my videos. Hey, if you don't like the video, please leave me a comment in the comment section so I know what I have to improve on for the future. Daniel says, I need to hop on there and tell you guys about some of these native plants I collected today. Should we let Daniel in here?
Yeah, go ahead. Totally.
Well, I see a mod. I mean, I thought you need to get banned to be a mod first.
Hey, but if anyone wants to mail me some duckweed, just send me a email, I guess, and I'll send you my. You just send it through snail mail, I guess that would work, and then I'll grow it, and then I'll do the duckweed challenge.
Yeah, the duckweed. You're in the States, obviously, Rick, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm in Virginia.
Virginia. Jesus.
What part?
Near Richmond.
Oh wow.
I can probably send you some, but go ahead.
Have you noticed there's a Q&A section on Google Hangouts now? On the side of the control side, there's a Q&A button.
Where at?
Like, you know, if you're going to go to the control room, like above it, there's a Q&A square. Have you tried using that function yet?
Q&A. I don't see. I see the live control button, control room button, and the live events button. Where's this other button you're talking about? I don't see what you're talking about.
I'll try and screen share then. Let's see.
Hey Chaz, I remember the last live stream. I couldn't get on there, and then I noticed I was a mod. Was that because I got banned?
You got banned from my thing?
Yeah, because I couldn't get on, and it says I wasn't allowed to join the stream.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't think you were banned. I think what it is Chaz has to put a new link in because the old one expires after a certain amount of time.
Oh, that could be it then.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Better.
So, Brian, if you
already
look at my
buzzing.
screen,
Yeah.
Q&A
1 second, Daniel. Just 1 second. Please.
Do you see the Q&A there, the function? On the left side of my screen up here.
Oh, really?
Oh wow.
See, I don't have the Q&A. Is it an app?
I don't have it either. Yeah, it's got to be an app.
It might be a new app.
Yeah, that's kind
of. Oh wait,
cool.
I have it. I have it. Yeah, I have it. It says Q&A. It's like a Q&A icon.
Yeah, I don't see it.
It's on the side.
Yeah, the left side, right? I'm looking.
Uh-huh.
I don't see it.
That's crazy.
Unless it's something that is pushed out. Because I got cameraman, screen share, chat, control room. That's weird. I don't know. I'll keep an eye out for it. Now go ahead, Daniel. What new plants did you gather today?
Oh, I hit the jackpot today. Do any of you guys follow Kyle's Fish Room, also here in Delaware, Ohio?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. I think I do.
He recently released a video where he's running to Home Depot. I was over in that exact same area, about say 300 feet from where that video starts, right? Right in that area. There's this ecosystem. It's called a vernal pool.
Mm-hmm.
And in a forest or in a clearing where water collects seasonally, those are called vernal pools. And things like frogs and salamanders and toads, it's an essential environment. But I go to this vernal pool in the area, and I find just Ludwigia repens, a native species here in Ohio and other parts of America. It's fairly actually common. I find just it's growing like a weed everywhere, and it's actually a fairly sought after stem plant. So I natively collected a lot of that. I got Creeping Jenny as well as another variety of Ludwigia. I'm gonna have to release a video about native plant collecting because this is the same stuff you're paying, you know, $10 for like 4 stems in an aquarium store.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the whole aquarium, like a business. It's insane how much markup some of the things have.
Well, it's not even really the markup; it's that when they're selling these things aquaculture, they put a lot of work into them. When nature's doing it kind of for free, certain places.
Yeah, but it's like if you're going to grow plants, I guess you could grow them like wildly or in a natural environment for them, and they would just grow, and you would have so much less expenses.
Well, I mean, if you look at, say, for example, DIY Aqua Pros, look at his plant ponds. That's how a lot of these plants naturally grow in their submerged form.
Yeah, but I guess the only one of the risks you could get from that is introducing parasites to your aquariums. But
What I did with
that's not
the cool
only a
thing
risk.
about a vernal pool is there are no fish. So theoretically speaking, there should be no fish-borne parasites.
There can still be parasites from the insects in the area, which can lay some parasites.
And also there can be various bacterial and fungal diseases that could transfer quite easily to fish. But the best process I think for moving something from potential exposure of diseases, etc., to a tank condition is I took my plants out, I put them in non-dechlorinated water. I got hydrogen peroxide and I put that in there. And then I got very concentrated hydrogen peroxide and I gave all the plants a good dip. Because when you pull a lot of these stem plants in nature, you get your stem, right? I wish I had a whiteboard right this second. The stem will go up and then the water level will drop and the stem will lay flat on the ground. Detritus will cover parts of the stem. So with a stem plant, each of the little nubs that shoot out, it'll end up going, the stem that normally grows only straight up in your aquarium will lay flat on the ground, almost like a runner. And the other little shoots will become new stems. And that's how it, you know, spreads out and propagates to, you know, cover more area.
Where do you have the plants now?
They're right over here. Let me show you guys a sneak peek here. I plan on making a video. They're just kind of in a tub right now. Flip my camera around.
Oh.
All right. So here in this tub, we have. I'm just using hydroponic or aquaponic net pots. This is all Ludwigia repens. And it goes from green all the way into like a brownish red. It's the same stuff that you put in your tank. Let me get a nice looking piece out of here. But yeah, that's Ludwigia repens. We'll focus. It's not looking too hot because, you know, I've just pulled it out of its environment. But this was looking really good out there in the wild. This here is a native plant that I was talking with native fish keepers about. Let's see if it would focus. This one's called Creeping Jenny. And it when it's immersed, it gets large leaves, but I actually managed to find an entirely submerged patch of that stuff. Over here we have a different variety of Ludwigia that I haven't seen in the hobby before, but it's got such a fine leaf to it, this stem. But it's got the exact same morphology, so I think it's a Ludwigia species. But we will find out once it grows out. And then I've got some other various things in here that I collected that were growing submerged, like some of this oddball stuff. Like this, I believe, is an aquatic grass. It was growing entirely submerged. So I thought I'd pull a little portion of that and see how it does. You know, The Ludwigia, I'm going to try to sanitize some of this and start growing it in a tank condition, and then the rest of this, I believe, is going to go in like my summer tubs and stuff. But for, this amount of plant, you can't really beat free. Those are all just like 50 stems.
Hey, Daniel, real quick question. That grass, does it look like a really fine leaf grass? Because if it is a fine leaf grass, it's probably a fescue.
It is very, very thin leaves.
It's a fescue then. It's a type of turf grass. It could be, there's many different fescue grasses though, but they can grow underwater for a certain amount of time, but they'll eventually die back.
It looks like this is, the immersed growth here, and this is the new submerged form. Because it was kind of in the center of the vernal pool.
Okay.
Where it's got to be submerged for like the last couple weeks now at this point.
Does that grass carpet if you put it in an aquarium and let it grow?
We'll find out. I haven't identified it quite yet. There's a
You know what
very,
would be cool?
very
I've got,
red looking.
I've got an image of a plant that looks quite similar to it in one of my books. And look at this here. I'm not sure if you can see that book yet. I think my camera's
Guessing just purely by the leaf morphology, I believe it is an immersed aquatic grass.
I've just realized something. The greens. I mean, if it could be like the Elocharis acicularis, which is the hair grass. I mean, wouldn't it be? So I think that can grow immersed and submerged. So that could be it.
Over here I have this plant. I haven't ID'd it, but I know what this plant grows into. It's the way this ends up growing out to, and the camera right now is just not going to do it justice, but it grows out into something halfway between like an aquarium lily or just any lily in general and a sword. Imagine like a sword leaf, but the bottom of the leaf is like the base of a very long elongated aquarium lily, and that's what this stuff grows into. It's a common, pond lake plant. You can find it in like Lake Erie, or the edges of Lake Erie and stuff. There's some more. Oh, that's weapons. Anyway, once I get these all sorted and cleaned and growing, I'm just gonna do like Should I do a video just about the collection, or should I show the entire process till they start growing in, say, a pond or tank environment?
I think you should make like the first one. You should like talk about the collection, and then make another video like say next week about how the process works.
Or you could just do all the videos in one day, showing how, hey, this is where I collected it, or if you want to show where you collected it or not.
See, where I collected it is a private property, so I can't really just be like, yeah, everybody go here. But I can definitely explain.
I would say, Daniel, you could make a really good series out of that. Start it with, okay, I collected these, show them off, all of them, and then part of the series show you how you cleaned them. So in case anyone's looking to do this and they want to go out into the public and look around and see if they can't find any plants, they kind of know what they're looking for and how to properly clean them, and stuff like that. And then show them, hey, I'm planting them now on a substrate that's submerged. And then, do routine like weekly updates or bi-weekly updates. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the difference between what you're seeing now and pulling these out of a wild environment is about an hour's worth of work. Just because they're so coated in, detritus and dead stems and dead roots from last year. I mean, still, an hour's working, it's definitely worth your time because, the amount of money they charge for this many stems of Ludwigia repens, an hour's work for this much plant doesn't sound too bad to me. Also, a lot of the aquaculture, Ludwigia repens you'd buy in the store is going to be very genetically different to this, just because they've cultivated it to have certain traits. So if I want to, kind of just go to town with this, I could grow immersed and then build my own strain just from, some of these are way more red than others. I could, definitely play with the colors and get my own cultivation going of my own strain. And in the United States, if you create your own cultivar of a plant, you're actually protected by what's called a plant breeder's right. So if I were to start selling this and I gave it a name, like for example, if you see Bucephalandra like dark opal, if you're able to give it a name and sell it as a new product, you're actually, it's almost like you get a copyright for a plant strain that you create here in the United States, at least.
So if you were to get, let's say, your own guppy strain, will you be copyright protected?
Actually, there probably are laws surrounding that, especially here in the United States, because we have a lot of like infamous legal battles about that sort of thing, especially with crops and seeds and stuff like that. I'd assume. I mean, it's kind of hard, but I'd assume like if you were to buy like a really nice strain of guppies from like Guppy Train and you started selling them commercially on your own website, that you could potentially even get into legal trouble doing so. It really depends on what rights you're buying with your fish, and how new the strain of fish is, and how official it is that the strain exists and belongs to so and so person.
Rick, I think you're on mute.
What's that?
I think Rick's on mute. Like, I muted him one point because I heard the typing, and then like I tried to
Yeah.
unmute him, but it didn't work.
I think the only person that can unmute someone is themselves, because I've muted people that had background noise and stuff, and then
Yeah, there it goes.
and then I couldn't unmute them.
Mhm.
All right, I'm unmuted now.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you were aware.
Yeah, I wasn't really talking anyways.
Okay.
Do you guys want to see? Actually, I have a stem of Ludwigia repens that I've transitioned out of my tank into immersed. I'm going to show you what all of this, just bundle of green and red is going to grow into. Just to give you an idea. Line or a couple weeks. Sick guys down here.
Well, I know that the what's the fish? The glowfish is one of those fish that does have a trademark, and that's one of the reasons I don't like them. But yet I have them because my daughter wants them.
Right here is a focus, come on. Right here is a grown out immersed stem of the same plant right here. We'll focus there. You can see the reddish submerged growth. That's out of my tank, and then the new growth is kind of a bright green. And then all the roots there from the organic aquatic soil. I need to also make a series about my immersed growth setups. Because I think that's pretty interesting. I'm doing a lot of experiments transitioning back and forth.
So aquatic plants can be immersed.
Actually, most of the plants in the aquarium trade aren't true aquatic plants. They're actually immersed plants that can transition to submerged.
Oh.
That's why they die. That's why they melt back.
That's why they melt back.
Yeah, a lot of them will melt back because they're not used. They used to most of their leaves grow above the water, even though their roots are immersed. They still grow above the water.
An example of a true aquatic plant is this here. This is hornwort. It does not have an immersed form. And actually, Brian, I think it was you that was asking. It doesn't have a root structure either. It's a pure and true water column feeder.
Oh.
There's a good focus.
Yeah.
This is also called guppy grass and a couple other things, or some guppy grasses will be called hornwort. But that kind of plant is a true aquatic plant. It can't grow without water, like without being in water.
Mhm.
Whereas this Ludwigia, this is grown above the surface, below the surface. So a lot of the plants that are in the aquarium trade are just plants that are like riverside plants and things that have been transitioned to a submerged state for your tank. Which is why with a lot of the high-tech plants, they come from very high light environments. Excuse me. Need to stop drinking so much carbonated beverages. But with a lot of the plants that require high-tech CO2 and stuff, it's because they come from very shallow water that's very high light. For example, HC Cuba.
So, Daniel, I got a quick question for you. What do your parents think about you having in your bedroom all these plants and stuff growing?
That's actually quite a funny topic. They've kind of just they respect that I'm into science and all these things, and they like that I'm kind of a wild out there person. They don't like the mess that soil gets on the floor and stuff like that. But overall, I mean, they find it just as aesthetically pleasing as your average person would. So they like that. And since it kind of stays in my room and they don't have to look at it constantly, sort of, except for the electric bill sometimes.
Sounds
I've
like
got a
but-
question.
go ahead.
I'd say also kind of funny story. The reason the plants are in my bedroom in the first place is kind of their fault. So I had we have a west facing window in our kitchen, and I had the west facing window absolutely coated in plants. And my mom wanted our leaves and stuff to stop falling in her sink, and she wanted her kitchen space back. So she goes, "Do something with these plants, move them." So I take them and I put them in my room. And it just one thing led to the next, and it became kind of an addiction and a hobby of mine. I'm like, let's get more plants for my bedroom.
Have yourself a jungle as a room.
Yeah, I have a palm tree. It's my roommate.
Well, on one side you have some pretty well filtered air, but on the other side you have to watch out for like the mold growing.
Yeah, I actually use like on say my clay pots where mold likes to grow. I'll use either baking soda, a diluted baking soda solution, or like a copper fungicide on them, just so I don't get my asthma just killing me here in my room.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a moisture gauge. I watch my humidity in here.
It sounds like you almost should have a dehumidifier in your room as a backup, just in case.
I probably should actually, just because the humidity tends to stay over 50%, or just actually around 52 in here, which is pretty high for a home.
I don't know. I remember my parents got concerned of me buying expensive fish. Yeah, apparently that's a normal thing in the fish hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, so I've got a question about African cichlids. Why do they use egg tumblers to like hatch the eggs?
Well, okay, in a natural environment for African cichlids, when they are like holding their eggs. It's mostly inside of their mouths and mostly inside their gills. It's mostly, you know how the water passes through the gills. As water passes, it's also tumbling the eggs, and that's what the egg tumbler is resembling, the water passing through gills and making the eggs move. It's like it's the same thing as brine shrimp. When you're putting the eggs inside the brine shrimp hatchery, and you put the aeration tubing in, and it moves the eggs around, is because the eggs like to be moved around.
Yeah, 'cause today I basically collected some eggs from a electric blue cap female. So I've got 3 little eggs, and I left some more eggs in the female's mouth, basically. So I've only got some eggs. And one of the things I'm trying to do with them is hatch them first of all. Since I'm kind
For people that might not get what Christian was talking about, if you think of like cherry shrimp and you look at the back part of the fin where
The swimmerettes.
yeah, those things. If you look at where the eggs are when the shrimp's buried, they fan them, right? It's the same concept for your African eggs. The fish kind of hold them in their mouth and fan them, the water
With their
moving
gills.
over them with their gills.
What he said.
Well, I'm thinking, is it got to do more with oxygen, or is it to do with like, you know, sharks? They need to be swimming to get like oxygen. Do the eggs need to be in contact with some sort of oxygen source? Is that why they need to be moved around so much?
Yeah, that's actually the same concept.
Yeah, most of those egg tumblers, you just hook up an air, your air hose to it. You know what I mean, or the air line to those tumblers, and it just keeps those eggs always tumbling. So it's the same principle as fanning, right? And Molly obviously hears deer outside or smells something outside because she's all excited and wants to go out now.
Actually, here where I'm at in Ohio, I'm just waiting for it to happen. The skunks are all starting to, crawl out of wherever they wintered.
Honestly, when she starts acting like this, there's a skunk outside usually. She can smell.
Yeah, 'tis the season.
Yeah.
She's all obsessed with that pleco. I can see him from the background.
Oh, I love to watch the dog and the pleco just kind of stare at each other. I've been watching it on and off for weeks.
She dropped something.
She's gonna knock everything off. She wants to go outside until I give her attention. Jesus, that tail, it's brutal.
I have this dog.
Asked, "What's the coldest an arowana can handle?" I don't know. Arowana is a tropical, right? Probably not below 70 or 60s, anyways. Because I'm sure when it gets cool down there, because I'm sure every place has a winter where the temperature is cooler during the winter, right? I don't know if you see that, Chaz, at all. Does it ever get cooler down there? Does it stay the same temperature year round? Probably.
Well, I'd say that in the Amazonian rainforest, in the basin, basically, you did get the cooler months where you get the tropical rains. So you would be looking at temperature, maybe of the water cooling down to about 65 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, at the coldest. But I'm thinking that's just at an extreme level. So I'd say 70 degrees Fahrenheit is probably the coolest you keep an arowana in. Because, I mean, I've kept arowanas before at about 65 and they weren't that happy. So 70 plus, I'd say, is the ideal temperature for them. Also, because I think, like, if you keep some fish, like the Amazon, where they live in these big rivers and lakes, and they can maintain the temperature more constant. So any change in temperature, a sudden change, would definitely kill big Amazonian fish, I'd say.
A little ichthyology perspective on that. All fish are, well, actually not all fish. There is one fish that has, that's a technicality. But fish, for the most part, are endothermic or ectothermic. Not endothermic. We're endothermic. Fish are exothermic or ecto. It's got a C in it.
Right.
So if you think about fish in a temperate climate, which this also applies to tropical fish, in a temperate climate, a lot of fish are used to a lot of stratification of the water, and also temperature changes seasonally in the water. So, for example, I know this fish, our little fish fam here has kind of a native fish keeping trend going. For a lot of, say, the blue sunfish and the bass and the things that we like to keep, especially here in the eastern United States, they can even take, like, their ideal water condition will be a range, say, 50 degrees to 72 degrees or something like that. I'm just making that up. Don't take my word for that. That will be their ideal range that you'd keep your tank at. However, in nature, some of these fish can actually take an environment where they're actually be temporarily frozen solid in the ice. That can actually happen to a fish, and the fish can survive.
I think they lower their
In
heart
some-
rate whenever that happens.
Yeah, because they're ectothermic, their metabolism and their heart rate and their breathing rate raises and lowers with the temperature. Just like most ectotherms. Actually, if there's I'm going to use a non-scientific term for once. If there's a non-warm-blooded animal that can also regulate their own body temperature to a point, that's called a poikiotherm. Like, some birds are poikiothermic. For example, ostriches. They don't have a stable body temperature regulated by their metabolism, but they can also produce their own heat. So they're considered a poikiotherm, which isn't very related to fish. I just wanted to talk about poikiotherms. They're kind of cool.
You just wanted to say oikotherms.
It's a fun word to say.
Yeah.
Everybody have a drink every time he says Quakiotherms.
I was talking with a bunch of baristas at Starbucks, and they say every time we'll set a word for the day, and every time somebody says that word, we take a shot of espresso. I say that word wrong.
No, I think you got it right.
No, I say it with an X. I say espresso.
Oh.
It doesn't have an X in it.
I didn't hear you say espresso.
Yeah, I think that tunas and great white sharks can actually regulate their own body temperature to the point that their body temperature can be a few degrees warmer than the surrounding water.
I think the one fish that actually is considered non-scientific term, warm-blooded, or endothermic to be scientific, is actually, I think it's a sunfish. It's one of those big, like, disc-shaped fishes. That's a fun word to say. One of those big disc-shaped fish, but it's like a really, really huge one. I think it's actually... I can't really get you to picture it, so I'm going to use a Pokemon.
Magikarp?
Like Love Disc, or I forget what the other Pokemon is called. But it's a marine fish. It's a saltwater fish. I mean, if you search on Google warm-blooded fish, it's probably going to be the first thing that comes up.
Are you talking about the Pokemon or the actual fish you're talking about?
The actual fish.
Okay.
But there are Pokemon that have been designed after it.
Okay. Let me go ahead and look that up.
This is what a sunfish looks like.
That's actually spot on, Rick.
I know. You don't need to do Google.
I caught him in a river one time. I was at
The
Lake Ridge Park in Virginia, and I caught one.
specific fish I'm talking about is a very saltwater fish, though, so
Yeah.
it's probably pretty dead if it's in your river.
They can be 12 feet tall from fin tip to fin tip.
So, guys, quick question: what's your favorite baby food or fish? Like baby fish food. What would you use out of choice?
What type of fish food?
Like for fry.
Are we talking like live food, natural foods that you already have in your tank? Or are you talking about something you can go out and buy?
I mean, like any food, like your preference, your
Okay,
first choice when you're trying to feed, like, let's say some guppy fry
my
or
favorite fry food of all time has to be apple snail waste. Rachel O'Leary loves to talk about this, but the mystery snail, they have a very crude digestive system, so when they eat detritus, they break it down partially, and with like certain enzymes and things that are in their digestive tract, and their waste is a perfect first fry food. And when it comes to something commercially available, I'm a huge fan of stuff like Bacter AE, which is basically a dried powdered biofilm that they feed to shrimp and fry and things.
Apple snail waste. I'll have to watch that video. I was just watching some of her videos earlier on tonight.
Daniel, I think I found that fish you were talking about. It's called an opa.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Also,
them.
welcome Bracken onto the stream.
Oh, hey, Bracken,
What's
how
up,
you
dude?
doing?
Hey. Brewer said baby brine is her the favorite for feeding fish. New fish. Anything that's small enough that they can eat, I feed.
Daphnia.
First bites from what is it, Hikari or New Life Spectrum or whatever. I like Omega 1 products, so I'll go with their fry food.
I
would
think
say
gel
that my
food would be
favorite-
nice too.
I think the best food is live food, and I just go straight up microworms to me. Microworms, I think, are the best. Because I think they're like 90% protein or something like that. And I think baby fish need protein more than anything.
What about spirulina powder?
Oh yeah, spirulina algae is a great food, seeing as it's actually that sort of algae is a lot of fish's natural diet, like in the wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sort of how I do it. I haven't raised many baby fry besides Africans, which can kind of eat flake and pellet straight away almost. But I just like to use like leaves, and the stuff that collects on the leaves provides both cover and food form. So I don't remember whose video it was. It might have been Corey with Eric Bodrock, but he was talking, you go out to your backyard or a forest area, you peel some moss off some wood, you throw it in the tank, and it's the only thing for the fish to spawn on, so they spawn over it, and then you pull the thing out and put it in a different tank, and then all the stuff that, what's it called, breaks down, like the wood or any of the other organic material, they just eat up.
So it's like a edible spawning mop.
Yeah, it's like, they use a word for it, I can't remember, it's, I don't know, it's like a microscopic organism that grows. It's really tiny though.
Yeah, it'll grow on Java fern, it'll grow on plants, it'll grow in the substrate. This naturally it grows.
Yeah.
As long as your tank's established enough. Shrimp Society's in here. Welcome. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the true troll is here. It's Fish Tropic.
Fish Tropic's a little late to the party. He'd love to hear about, the native plants I got in here. I'll have to catch him up on things.
He says he's trying to kick this Canadian head cold. Oh crap! I just don't know.
I've been driving around in the van too long in the cold Canadian outback.
Yeah. Fish Tropic, just watch some hockey and you'll be okay. Because he's been here the whole time, apparently.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure he saw that, because I might actually just be if I remember correctly, which I don't always remember correctly, I'm not good at that. He was into the native fish keeping.
Who was in
Uh,
the native fish keeping?
The native fish keeping and wild collecting, I'm pretty sure fish tropic.
I think he's doing mostly line breeding right now for like guppies and stuff. Do native collecting, but I don't know if there's that many things where he's at because it's pretty cold up there in Ontario. I think that's where he's at.
Did Chaz leave? I just noticed he's gone.
Oh no. He said he's going to bed.
Oh, okay.
He just said it on chat.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Good night, Chaz.
See ya, Chaz. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Good night, Chaz.
Chaz is gonna play the video in the background apparently while he sleeps.
Yeah, right. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I do too.
Yeah, Fish Tropic said he's got to wait till spring till he can go collect anything. Which everything is legal in Canada apparently. So like, I'm surprised he hasn't done it before.
I remember the last video. I almost fell asleep.
We're right here in Ohio. We're like right on the edge of spring, where we're having flowers and leaves and stuff. But you know, we still have frost. We still actually we're at. There's a prediction that it might actually snow again Friday, and I'm just like hoping, like, please do not snow in the, you know.
Yeah, that's
It's-
exactly how it is right now. It's like gets really cold at night, but it's supposed to be like, what is today? 60 on Wednesday. So
Oh, it was beautiful out today.
Hey, Daniel, on the bright side, at least you collected those plants, right?
Yeah, that was a fun collecting trip, but I need to show off, you know, the natural habitat and show people how the plants they see in their tank are growing in nature. Also, I kind of want to make a video just spreading awareness of vernal pools because there's such a cool wetland.
I gotta look up vernal pools.
we have those all over in Washington. It's like 50% of our land mass.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff you can collect for your tanks. For example, here in Ohio, we have what's called fairy shrimp, which are a, you know, wet, dry type shrimp, kind of like brine shrimp, except, you know, freshwater, or
That's kinda-
Daphnia in a way.
We have scuds here like no tomorrow. I used to catch them and feed them to my
Scuds,
salamander
yeah. Fairy
larva,
shrimp
but
are similar.
I'm pretty sure like everything is illegal in Washington. So as a kid, it might have been okay, but I don't know if I'm allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah, make sure you check with your laws in the area for what you're allowed to do,
Yeah, I
and
can't.
you know who owns the land you're on.
No,
like,
it's the wet. It's our state. We're not allowed to do like anything.
Yeah,
You can't
most
natively-
wetlands are protected.
No, it's
So,
our whole
be
state.
careful.
We can't collect fish, salamanders, amphibians, reptiles. It's all illegal.
Wow.
It's super insane.
Bookshelf. Oh, go ahead.
There was a UW, which is University of Washington, there was a team that was trying to do a study on salamanders, the ambystoma. It's like the mole salamander that's endemic here. And they were like, we were here for like 4 years trying to get a permit, and the state would never give it to us. So they had to go to like Canada. I was like, gosh, Washington, killing it.
Yeah, Washington, illicit plants, there's a dispensary a couple blocks away, but you know, you want to pick up some stems of Ludwigia out of your local you know, wetland. That's super illegal.
I never thought collecting plants would be very illegal.
And you're not allowed to like bring stuff in, because normally you're allowed to like buy stuff and bring it with you if you move. But like, say one of you guys had piranhas, you'd have to get rid of your piranhas when you came and moved to Washington because they're illegal.
Actually, a lot of states and countries are like that. You more or less need a license from Fish and Wildlife to move any plant or fish or reptile or amphibian.
It's really funny
Either-
though, because because our water's so cold here. But so it goes Washington, Oregon, and California. And in California, it's illegal. In Oregon, it's okay. And in Washington, it's illegal. So it's kind of funny that the in-between state is like, we don't care.
Yeah, and y'all are sharing some water, aren't you?
Yeah, the Columbia River is the southern border of Washington and Oregon.
Anyway, the point is where I'm collecting, one, in the class I am in, my teacher has some of the permits to handle, wild animals, endangered species, and that sort of thing. But also, it's a private property where I've had permission to, work on the landscape, collect plants, that sort of thing. And, I don't want to divulge too much information, but also with, the stuff found on the property, some of it goes into a nature center. So, as like a volunteer naturalist, going into some of these environments, it's, you have a little more liberty and freedom to do so in my position. So just make sure either you own the land, you have permission to be there, or no one ever sees you do it ever.
You slick about it.
Don't try that at home, kids.
Yeah. There's like, even for legal limits and stuff, it's like in Washington, clam collecting is like almost not worth it unless you're just doing it for fun, because you can only have like 25 clams a person, and it's like 20. I can go through 25 clams in 2 weeks if I was eating them every other day. Or so it's like you almost
you
have
don't want to store clams unless they're like canned or something, because
you can freeze them, and so
right.
What my friends like to do, well, not my friends, my friends' parents like to do is bring all the kids, is like get their friends and take them with them, and then their legal limit goes sky high, and so they can collect and store for the whole year. And so it's like $25, or it's like, I don't know, it's like free
Plants
for
galore.
age or something like that. And so it's like free clams that you can go collect yourself and eat. And so it's like you save, if you were to go buy seafood, it's kind of expensive, especially in the mainland and stuff like that. So
Right. And
It's more
like
of a
native
want
fish,
than a need.
like native fish keeper says, here in Ohio is pretty good about like collecting fish for aquariums. As long as they're not, a protected endangered species, and you have rights to collect where you're collecting, you should be pretty a-okay here in Ohio, at least.
yeah.
And it's a good thing to know, collecting wild, you should only have to do it once to, I'm a big fan of not impacting an environment. So say you bring a plant in from nature for aquarium use or pond use. It's a pretty good idea to propagate it just from what you collect that day.
Yeah.
And then, not have to go out and collect more and more and cause a detriment to your environment.
Yeah.
Because,
with the clams, there's only certain areas you're allowed to clam, so it really helps. Like, you can only clam here this year and here this year, and so
yeah,
stuff like that helps keep.
Yeah,
I'm glad they
the
they
population stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so the population rebounds every year.
I'm glad they put a restriction, because I mean, people love to collect clams and collect things and go fishing and stuff, but they don't always think about the impact they have. So I'm glad that someone is regulating it in a way to keep us from completely destroying something that's such great fun. We can have it further down the line.
Jazz says we should talk about Massimo balls as filter media. Well, that would be so ineffective.
What was that?
He said
Yeah.
Massimo balls as filter media, discuss.
And
And
think about the
so-
Massimo balls. Unless you have them like growing in a sump, they're so thick that you couldn't pass water through them. In fact, a lot of them, the centers of them serve as like an anaerobic environment to reduce nitrates, let alone the plant absorbing nitrates and phosphates
It means
themselves.
like you would use them more like bio balls. You know how you have a bunch of them, or like you
Mhm.
said in a sump, you just put a bunch of them, and so the water passes between them. But it wouldn't really do anything, especially since moss doesn't grow very fast. So, like if you were to do a refugium, you would want stem plants because stem plants grow fast and pull the nitrates out of the water really quickly.
You'd want, if you wanted like the maximum efficiency for removing nitrates, I'd have, the roots of a plant. I'd basically have, say, like immersed stems or pothos or bamboo or something like that, where you have the aerial advantage for your plants to grow quicker.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing this summer.
Yeah, I want to experiment with more plant-based filters, though.
The problem would
Chaz is thinking along the right lines.
Yeah, the problem would be is keeping the humidity up in your sump. So unless you had a nice cabinet, you wouldn't really be able to keep the humidity up, and the stem plants don't really enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these plants prefer high humidity, but I'm
Yeah.
seeing, with people that own hang-on backs, that actually makes your life a whole lot easier, just because you have constant water flow and oxygenated water right there at the base of the plant. I've had no problem at all putting things like moss on my filters just to grow. So I want to do some more experiments and see, with immersed grown plants, can I just have it growing out of the back of a hang-on back filter or things like that?
Ruru said that they have two marmorel balls for just over 2 months, and he thinks they've only grown about a 16th of an inch.
See, however you say it, the moss balls are actually an algae, so they're a pretty good nutrient sponge, metaphorically speaking. So if your tank has good algae growing conditions, you grow the moss balls quite quickly. Like I have one that got about fist size that I split, and now they're both getting about that size over, say, 3 months. But the tank they're growing in, I let it go kind of naturally. There's quite a bit of algae in the tank because I like to keep my nitrates about 20 parts per million for the plants and things.
So, there's this, someone said that a good filter is duckweed. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It says
Duckweed.
Dead Boy NYC something.
Yeah,
If you have the time and you're willing to manage duckweed, you don't mind the way it looks. Like duckweed will overgrow your tank and shade out everything below it, but it grows so fast. It is such an efficient filter.
Yeah,
If we're
but
talking about
with high
filter
flow
plants.
tanks, the only problem, Daniel, is high flow tanks. It'll find a corner where it's less low flow, but it won't. If it's high flow, it won't take over the whole tank because the water's constantly moving. It's just going to keep spinning it almost like the K1 media.
What I've found though with tanks that have flow but also duckweed that's growing fairly thickly is it won't, shade out the entire tank, but what it will do is where the water is still, you'll get a thick mat where the duckweed's slowly dying, and sometimes you'll get like algae spikes or crazier duckweed growth due to the nutrients being released back into the water. So most of the time with duckweed, you're going to end up having to manually remove duckweed from your tank. Unless, you don't have any plants below the surface.
Daniel?
You have like a breeding tank.
I think you're
Right.
covering your mic.
Oh, I actually am.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is if it will get too thick, it will start to die off and release nutrients back into your tank. So the only time I'd let duckweed go crazy and just let it be is say if I had a breeding tank where I want what's happening under the water to, have a lot of roots and things. like that. Or even like dying plant matter as a fry food.
We got some questions in the chat section. Whatever. Fish Tropic asks, "Hey Brian, why don't you add some bamboo to your hydro filter? What are you talking? My sump or just one of my hang on back filters or something?" Tell me which filter. All filters have hydro going or hydro filters.
I think on the scale of things, though, bamboo can be kind of a slow-growing plant.
Unless you have a lot of highlight, especially if you use dirt, because it likes dirt a lot as long as it's just the roots getting to the dirt and not the stem, because if it's the stem, it can rot.
Oh, I see what he's saying. Oh, he's talking about my hydroponics tank that I have.
Oh, I saw that. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
A couple stems. I don't know if you call it a stem or a shoot. A couple like close, like 3 wrapped together in that filter would look pretty cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's an idea. I'll have to when I go to PetSmart the next time, or a farm that sells all different types of plants. I'll stop in and see if they got any. What is it,
A
Miracle?
fairly good place to get your hands on some Lucky Bamboo is actually Home Depot.
Yeah, that's what it's called, Lucky Bamboo.
Yeah.
I actually have some in the living room, but I don't bother putting it in my tank.
I've got a bunch over here on the plant table, actually.
I killed all of mine because I threw it in the garage and forgot about it over the winter.
It's hard to kill, too.
That's funny.
Not when it freezes, and there was literally...
Not when it freezes, yeah. It doesn't take a freezing.
My garage was not lighted at all, and...
Thought there was a panda in there.
Actually, bamboo will take freezing temperatures, but it needs daylight. It needs light. Because one of the customers we had didn't have the Lucky Bamboo, but had actual bamboo plants. Bamboos are very tolerant of temperature and freezing conditions. You just what you have to do is you gotta pack the root ball around the bamboo with like a foot or two, a foot of mulch or leaf matter. That way that freezes, but the roots still stay kind of warm.
It's probably because the structure of bamboo is so hard. I mean, have you ever had big pieces of bamboo and tried to break them with your hand? It's nearly impossible. You need a machete or something. So I would think that would be why. Also, it's native to China, and China's pretty much the same as the border between United States and Canada. So
yeah, it's temperate.
Yeah, I mean, I have people that, not that I know, but I've driven around and seen people with giant pieces of bamboo just growing in their yard, and I'm like, that's really cool. Like, I kind of want some of that.
The thing is...
Let me answer Chaz's question. He said, how long would it take for electric blue haps to reach adult size? And I'm guessing you have the, what is it called? Cyanochromous friary, normally called the electric blue Ali. And they kind of need a big aquarium to reach a full adult size. So like 55 would be minimum. I'd say 75 would be better. But I had one of those from baby to full grown. Full grown can be anywhere from like 6 to 10 inches. I've seen them at like 9, maybe 10, and like 2 years.
I'm assuming haps like grow maturity in a year. Like that's what I'm assuming.
Normally it's 2 years. Well, sexual maturity is different. So full size, like 10 inches would take probably about 2 years, 2 or 3.
I'm not entirely sure, but don't, like, even, fish that you've had, like, say you have a clownfish you've got 26 years, I don't think they necessarily stop growing. It's just where they reach kind of a stable size.
Yeah, actually, a lot of stuff stops growing. Ocean fish, or some ocean fish at least, don't stop growing. Like sturgeon don't really stop growing. Their growth rate just slows down tremendously. I think goldfish do it too.
I'm thinking in general, like you got a goldfish or a koi, eventually they keep growing, they'll keep putting on like a little bit, but
Yeah.
eventually they hit a point where it's pretty stable.
Yeah, for freshwater fish, it's not as common. So, but for maturity, I'd say you could probably do it in 8 months. Like to breed them out again. That's probably going to be about 4 inches. But for full size, it might take 2 years. I had, what's it called? What did I have? A tangerine tiger. He's my favorite right now, and it took him like he was 4.5 inches with like no color. For him to just grow another half inch or an inch and develop his color, it took him
I
like
guess
6 months.
something happened to Captain Savage there.
Yeah.
I guess we're hijacking his stream.
I
Maybe
wonder
he
if
had to
it's
take his
even.
dog out.
He was
Yeah, but
really
he's
quiet,
gone now.
so he might have got booted like due to internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll probably be back, but it's still streaming. So
Actually, I'm gonna let you guys take hold here. See, here he's back. I was only gonna hop on here and talk about my plants. I was gonna actually stay in the chat this time, but yeah, it's fun talking to you guys. But I need to get to sleep. I have stuff I still have to do yet tonight, and then I have to get up tomorrow 6 in the morning. Fun stuff.
yeah, I have an exam tomorrow.
All right, you guys make it a good one. Peace.
All right,
See
see
ya.
you later, Daniel. But now I see what Chaz was talking about, the Q&A. It must have just got pushed out because when I accidentally closed the Hangout or whatever.
Yeah.
So now I see the Q&A button.
Did it just happen again?
Yeah, I think so.
Got booted again. It's crazy.
Let's see if I can find some questions. Roma Aquatics. They need more subs. Let's go sub them right now.
Sashimi's laughing.
Sashimi is always laughing, so I'm not surprised in the least.
Like he like literally capitalized the first lull and then lowercase the second one.
There's like 3 of them.
Bob's making me post it on his Facebook group.
Sorry about that. I kept clicking the damn wrong button.
Yeah. So KP Aquatics asked any suggestions on ditherfish or how to trigger spawning for yellow labs. And honestly, yellow labs will breed like no tomorrow, like Fish Tropic.
I think they're the easiest of African cichlids to breed.
Yeah, sort of. It just depends on as long as you've got the warm enough temperature. So look up. I don't know. I've never kept those, but I'm assuming you probably want them low 80s, so 80 to 83. And then just if you can sex them, just make sure you only have a few males to females because they can just be beaten up on the females and they won't have they won't have a reason to spawn because the males are always fighting each other. You don't really get ditherfish for Mbuna because they'll just kill it. I'm really surprised that Captain Savage has guppies in that tank.
Oh,
It's probably because. Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I was about to say that's because he's Savage.
What? No. I might put some back in there. Honestly, the guppies were always towards the water surface. They never went down deep because I think they knew better. If they went deep, they were getting eaten.
Yeah, they were not gonna survive down there.
Well, plus there's a lot of plant cover up on top of my 55, up towards the top, so they feel safe there. You know?
Sashimi said he did something in 5 minutes. Sashimi, what did you do in 5 minutes?
He posted a link to a funny meme or a funny pic.
A vapor thing. What are you vaping? I have no idea. It's my friend's juice right now, but I'm vaping. What is it? I don't even know what I have right now. It's like an H-Priv.
I was throwing
smoke.
I was throwing up the Vape Nation sign.
The Vape Nation sign. Yeah.
I was like this, like slowly doing. I was like,
okay.
was like, once I saw you took like a breather out of it, I was like, oh man, he's vaping.
Chaz
I'm
says
gonna have to
duckweed vape.
I'm gonna have to go see what Shashini put on Bob's page.
Just tab it and see what's going on. I'm gonna look for more questions.
Aquatics.
Make my own choose cheap.
Wow, we're back up where we got 26 viewers. We had 26 viewers, 27 now.
Because I'm beautiful.
Yeah, right. Hey, this way, when you get older, shit goes downhill real quick.
Oh yeah, my dad's hairline is my dad's and my grandpa on my mom's side. So that's where your genetics come from. I'm screwed.
Male pattern baldness.
That's why.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, all my family doesn't even care that I have semi-long hair because they're like, in about 5 or 6 years, you're not gonna have it anymore. And I'm like, I know it's gonna suck. I'm gonna be 27 and completely bald.
I don't know. I see my.
You know what's kind of funny about that? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
That's all right.
my dad is the only one, and my grandfather that was that way. But my other two brothers have a full head of hair, so they got my mother's genes for the hair, thick hair.
My grandpa, my dad's dad, has a full head of hair, and it's like white. And my dad has this super bad widow's peak. Like, Dad, why couldn't you give me your hairline? Because his is straight across.
Wait. Does he have a Vegeta widow's peak?
Yes. Yeah, but he doesn't have spiky hair. He's got really short hair, so. But he does have a Vegeta's widow peak. That's hilarious.
Because when I saw you do this, it kind of reminded me of Vegeta's widow's peak.
Yep, just like that. That's a nice one.
Man.
Sashimi, did you actually post it or not?
I think he did. He said he did.
I'm not seeing it on Steam Thoughts.
I can't tell if my dad's balding or not. He normally shaves his head.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I know people like that.
Cause like I don't know, whenever like right now he's in his 60s, so he's like normally when he grows it out, it's a full head of hair, and like he doesn't bald out, but when he shaves, you can see it balding a little bit, but it's not as like dramatic, you know. It's like
I have to look at this.
I guess he's because he's Native American. That's probably why.
Skin can replace itself 900 times over a lifetime. Fish don't have human skin. Light, flow.
What the? Who's talking?
What are you? It's the sheep. It's Jimmy. Oh my gosh.
He sounded like this is my story.
Yeah, he did. It was Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, like touching his face. It's like really weird. Really weird.
Weird how he sounded like Final Fantasy X starting the this is my story.
The background music and stuff. So Chaz asked, ditherfish for my African cichlid pond? Ditherfish. You could probably use giant danios, but I don't know how well they would enjoy. I don't know if there's actually any flow in your tank, and I'm pretty sure they like a little bit of flow. But other than that, I think they would do okay as long as your water isn't extremely hard, or even if it was, they probably acclimate to it just because the local fish stores. Something big like that, I would imagine.
Chaz has a stalker, says Shimmy. That he does.
Duckweed vape.
Who's a stalker?
Oh my gosh. Big J Aquatics, that's the one my girlfriend's got. She just got it like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Thanks, Roma.
They should have a pepperoni pizza vape. Like
they probably
how
have
would that turn out?
something like that.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if they did have all the pizza toppings for vaping.
Yeah. So Alicia asked, can mollies interbreed with guppies? And I'm pretty sure anything that's like a poecilia can interbreed with each other.
Yeah, I
So
thought they made muppies when they knew that they were. Yeah,
It's not super likely if you have like males and females of both species, But if you only have a male of guppies, say, and you have males and females of mollies, it could happen. And you'll know because the offspring will come out looking super weird. So
Molly's flipping out because the big hyphen is like right over my head, right here. And
yeah, I see it.
she wants to get to the damn thing. She's like, "Go lay down. We're gonna
Yeah,
watch
that's it. Wow, at 150 watts, he vapes. Big J. Balding gene to their sons. Yeah, my sons are gonna hate me if I have any. That is.
I had a hookah once.
Just realized I have 2 black female mollies and a black Moscow male guppy. Should I experiment? Says Chad's. Why not?
You could. I mean,
I thought muppies were they're sterile though. I thought.
I think they are.
I believe so.
If not that, they've got like bad genetics because they don't interbreed very well.
Don't they have arched spines too?
Yeah, they've probably got like scoliosis problems and stuff like that.
I still got this moonfish thing going on here. They're-
Aquatics might get a new monster fish. What are you gonna get? It depends on what it is, because some monster fish, like, no offense to Captain Savage, he wants a wolf, and I don't think they're that cool because they don't have any color. I mean, you can get the blue ones, but I don't like them because I'd rather, just like Steenfot, I'd rather have a tank full of fish than a tank full of a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I chose African cichlids. They're colorful. They're considered monster fish, and they're they're like more of into their own community.
Africans are like the best in between that I've found because I don't really like keeping a bunch of neons or celestial pearl danios because they hide and they spread out, and you can have them just be in like one corner, and you're like, where are all my fish? But with Africans, it's like there's always one out unless the lights had just turned on, you know.
Like right now, I got a red empress in a hospital tank right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, his finish got really damaged. I guess
Yeah.
it's because of the dominant establishment.
Yeah, I have a kind of a bad thing to say about my red empress. So I left for college, right? And I only have a 55 back at home, but my dad was supposed to do water changes, and he didn't notice that a fish died behind a rock because he doesn't know all the fish that's in there. Obviously, I think it was a red shoulder, and it died and like totally like what do you call, broke down, and so my ammonia and stuff was through the roof. And well, I guess not through the roof, but it was so bad that my red empress got hole in the head really badly, and so I had to work on that when I was at home for winter break. I was like doing water changes every day, like 50%.
Did you use general cure? Because that's supposed to help with hole in the head.
No, I just did massive water changes. I actually bought my filter for my 125, and I just was like, I gotta throw it on here just because one of my filters went down. One of my, I think they're penguins, like the 350s that have two sides to them, you know? Just the Marineland HOBs. And so I was like, I'll just throw this on here. If my other one goes out, this should take care of it. It'll be all good. So
do you live in a dorm or like an apartment?
yeah, I live in a dorm right now.
Oh, okay. So you can't have like one little tank in the dorm.
I can't have above 30 gallons. So I have a 20 and a 2.1.
That's good.
You above 30 gallons total, or 30 per 30 per tank?
Yeah, I think someone asked me once if it would be weird if you had a fish keeper as a roommate, because I think it was on Jimmy's stream. I was typing it out. It'd be really weird because we only have 30 gallons we're allowed to have. So, I mean, we could both have 10 gallons, but we both couldn't have 20 gallons. So.
Oh, so it's 30 gallons total of water.
Yeah, it's 30 gallons per dorm room. I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure you
Yeah, I
could
think
break
it's
the
because of the water expensive.
sneak another tank or two in there.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably sneak a 55 in here, but it takes up so much room. I'd have to these tables wouldn't support it, and I'd have to get a stand, and it'd just be a hassle to take out when I'm done. And I mean, I'm done in like a month, so there's no reason to set something huge up. That's why I broke down one of my salamander tanks and brought it home and was like, okay, what did I do? I got isopods, which are just roly-polies or potato bugs, and I I did like a natural tank for them that's all closed, so they should, there's a little bit of oxygen exchange through the, what I use, saran wrap, because I poked holes in it, but then I was like, there's no water exchange. They should be fine because their metabolism is so low, especially now since it's so cold, at least for the time being. By the time I get back, I'll have to feed them a bunch to get them back to being not emaciated, probably, or whatever you call it. What school do I go to, V-Stag? I go to one of the Washington State colleges.
Shishimi Whiskey says this is the new live dating stream.
Big J Aquatics has a 90, a 75, and a 10-gallon in his mobile home. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All I got is a 75 and like a 30-gallon on my back porch, and just a 10-gallon in a small bathing tank under the thing. It's just used as storage now.
I'm probably, when I get back home, I'm probably going to go drive up to Steenfott's house and relieve him of all of his 10 gallons that he's got in his garage. Because he said he's got like 1 million of them in there. And I could use those for guppy breeding and celestial pearl daimyo breeding this summer.
Stop by Aquarium Co-op and get some guppies.
Yeah, I want to get his Liberty Mollies. I don't know if any of you guys saw that on one of the streams. He was like, I'm probably going to get rid of these Liberty Mollies. And then I asked him on the next stream, and he goes, yeah, I'll bring a trio to the store, and you can come buy them. I was like, that sounds like a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Sashimi's trying to advertise himself now. He says 33 male here.
Right.
So Big J says he's got an albino pacu. So do you only have one or do you have multiples? Because I saw one and it was for sale for like a ridiculous price, like 4 times the amount of a normal pacu. And it was like this big. It was like, I want to say 5 inches tops.
Matt DLR just said, I just sucked it up with a turkey Slurpee sauce thing. It's all good.
What did you suck up, Matt DLR? It's like a centimeter and it's only 1. What is he talking about?
Mikey like
White.
fishy fish.
Oh.
Get ready to say
What?
that.
What, Shishimi? What the?
How old is Chaz? He is my age, but older. I am 23. He's 23, basically.
He's slightly older.
Huh?
He's a little bit older, but he's still 23. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I just turned 23, and he's turning, like, 23, like, in a couple months or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And Dan says, but he looks 20.
Yeah, well, Sashimi looks like he's 20 and he's like 30-something.
33.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, so Brian, how old are you? Are you in your late 40s? It's like, what? Like,
Brian's
I
like 30.
care, but I'm not 40 yet. Jesus.
Shishimi ate a lot of carrots, I believe. That's why he's so young. That's why he
No,
looks so young.
he's just Asian. They just don't age.
No, they do age, but when they do age, they get hit by the ugly stick.
Yeah, so it's like you're 20 until you're 50 years old, and then you look 80 until you die.
Laugh out loud. Everyone's jumping in now. Matt
That
DLR,
dog wants to go
that dog
outside.
should think he was 18. Molly, no,
Poor
you
dog.
Pleco. Enough.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Matt DLR. He says, I thought Shishimi was 18. Yeah, I thought he was like
Chess
23.
says he's a quarter Chinese.
Yeah, well, I think we're all a quarter something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 1/64th Cherokee Indian, but you don't see me telling people that.
Yeah. 25% Papili. Nobody tell. I don't tell no one that.
Alicia Tips, Chash, I would move to Peru for you. Alicia's all over Chaz. Wow.
Alicia thinks I look 12.
Yeah.
That's great. That's just great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you do remind me of a friend of mine that had the same style as you with the freaking hat, with the hat that goes backwards and all that.
Yeah.
That's funny. Shishimi says, once I'm 40, I'll look like I'm 80, and I'll look Benjamin Button gone wrong type of thing.
Jimmy, if you age like around like 80, just have the monk beard and just go bald. That'll totally be cool.
I think Molly's telling me it's time to shut off the lights and go to bed. Matt, I thought you were supposed to go to bed hours ago. Good. What were you going to say, Christian?
I need a haircut.
I did too.
Alicia says Christian looks like like Jack Black Kickapoo.
Long ass fucking time ago in a place called Kickapoo.
Oh my gosh.
I love that song.
Woof, woof, woof. That's right. Molly is being a pain in the ass. What? You drank your water too quick? Now you get the hiccups? Better not throw up on the floor. Thank you. Didn't really need that sound.
So, what was this? Hey, Bracken, so did you feature Africans live food before?
Sometimes. During the spring, especially, we have mosquito larvae. So I have a pond. It's like 100, maybe 100 gallons, and then sometimes I just do ghost shrimp. But ghost shrimp is kind of iffy. Also, they don't have a lot of nutritional value until they get bigger. So, but it was just fun to watch them eat live, especially because most of them are eating invertebrates in the wild. I was thinking the shell should probably help give them a few of those nutrients that they like. And I mean, there was one of them, I think it was my red shoulder, that would freaking eat like half of them. But besides that, I don't do like Daphnia or any of that stuff because they just don't eat it, you know? It's too small.
I gave them brine shrimp and they go for it.
Yeah. I'm thinking about doing something sort of like what Joey from King of DIY does for his arowana, just a lot smaller.
The pieces of fish and earthworms. Yeah, I do that to my Africans too. Like, what would happen would be like my father would go on a fishing trip, like, and we always come back with like leftover shrimp. And so what I would do is like I take like a shrimp and just cut pieces of them and just feed it to the Africans.
Yeah, I used to do some worms too, but I'd have to cut them up, and a lot of the times they would just leave them because, like, if they didn't get it by the time it hit the bottom, they a lot of the time just wouldn't eat them, and so I didn't want to just throw them in there and leave them. So just throw like one piece at a time. But if I was doing whole worms, they would eat them, and then they would stick out their mouths, and they'd get kind of bloated. So I was like, I think I'm gonna step back on this. So, but when I'm home,
You're not supposed to feed live food like around. Like, you're supposed to feed them like live food like once a month.
Yeah.
If you do it frequent, you're gonna get bloated.
No, it was just because I fed them like whole worms, and I wasn't really wanting to find worms or cultivate or anything like that. So it was just like when it rained, I was like, oh, there's some worms. I wonder if my fish will eat them. Oh yeah, they eat them. I'm thinking about doing guppies though. Like if I have extra guppies that like the LFS doesn't want, just throwing them in there, seeing if they'll get them. But I'm not 100% sure because I've done it before with white cloud, and just because I was like, I don't want these white cloud anymore. I know that seems harsh, but I didn't want to give them away, and it seemed like a good idea at the time. This was a while ago. This was like 2 or 3 years ago. But I threw them in there, and like 2 of them survived for like a month and a half. And one of them got so big that they wouldn't eat it because it was so large. It was full grown by then.
Yeah, I never had fed my African cichlids live fish, so never did that.
I've fed my Africans worms before.
Yeah.
It
Just
was
gotta
kind of
chop
funny
them off.
seeing them tear them up, though. They go nuts over the worms.
Yeah. I think it'd be better if I got smaller ones because all the ones I found were like really thick.
I remember this one time when I had turtles one time. I had them in this tote basket, and like this anole just walks by, like this green anole just walked by. They're wild here in Houston. Like it just completely jumps into the tote, and then like I saw it jump in there, and then I walked into the house for a bit, and I looked inside of the tote again, and I see it torn to shreds.
Yeah. What did you
And I'm
have
like,
in the tote?
huh?
What did you have in the tote?
It was red-eared sliders.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they tore that poor lizard up.
Huh.
It was pretty funny though.
Turtle.
Daniel's like 17 or 18, I would imagine, because I don't know.
I think he's getting ready to turn 18.
Yeah.
Who's turning 18?
Daniel, a tree hugger from earlier.
Oh, he's a teenager still?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
how old am I?
He's in high school. He's getting ready to go into college.
So
He
how old
might
am I?
actually,
Oh.
I think he's actually 18 though.
He looked like he was in his 20s.
Really?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He did not look like he was in his 20s to me.
He looked older than me, honestly.
No way. So how old does everyone actually think I am?
Well, you're in college, so I say you're about
Jazz thinks
22.
18.
I think you're 22.
So this is gonna be a trick question. I'm a senior in college right now, or I will be a senior in college next semester. So I'm
23.
ending as a junior, and I'll be a senior next.
Yeah, you're probably 22.
22. Jazz got it.
Yep.
Jazz said 19.
It all depends on when you went into kindergarten and first grade too.
Well,
Could be
I did running
when
start.
you graduate high school, and then
My dad started college at 17, but because my birthday's later, I'm technically a freshman with junior standing because I did running start and did 2 years of college at my community college. So this was my 3rd year.
oh,
I
cool.
had to start with remedial classes at college. Yeah, I wasn't that smart.
Honestly, it all depends on how much you want to apply yourself too.
Mhm.
You can get college done sooner than later.
Sometimes it takes a while.
Roma's out of here. See you later, Roma Aquatics. Thanks for stopping in.
Chaz is the man, at least
KP
Tip
Aquarium
says.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Who was speaking?
No, I thought someone was speaking.
Nah.
Oh, okay. I'm hearing things then.
County OMG. Country. Yeah, well, Matt DLR, there's a few things that we can do. Like, there's college in the class. There's like 4 programs. It's really weird. So there's college in the classroom, which is just high school teachers that teach college classes. There's advanced placement or AP, which gives you college credit if you pass the final exam, which is state distributed. And then there's Running Start, which is you just go to your local community college. You have to drive yourself, but it's basically like you sign up just like you're a college student, but you get everything paid for besides tuition. So like all your classes are actually paid for through the state. And then there's only a few places have this last one. It's like skill centers, or it's like job training, basically like trade school, but you can do it when you're in high school too. And my buddy did it for composite engineering for Boeing, because Boeing is really close to our houses. He's like exactly a year older than me. His birthday is one day before mine, and so he's got like it seems like he's been working at Boeing for 3 years, even though he's only been working there for like a year and a half, because he went and did all the special training with it's called Pierce County Skill Center. So he's like way ahead of a lot of the people, and he's trying to get, what is it, military contract. So he works for the military instead, but he doesn't like actively, he's not like enrolled or enlisted, but he works.
It sounds like reserves.
Yeah,
almost. You gotta do the boot camp and all that, but when you get out, it's like 2 weeks during the summer, 1 week in the month type of thing.
It's called like a contractor. He's not even in the Army. He like works for the Army.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, so it's almost like he's his own company, and they just send him where they need him. His mentor was slightly different, and he spoke Chinese, which is Mandarin, and like he learned like 4 or 5 extra languages while he was working for him, just because they were like, we would like you to go to Russia, and he's like, well, I don't speak Russian, and then they're like, well, we can put you through a 6-month boot camp or whatever and teach you Russian. He's like, cool. He's like, so I know that. I know Old Mandarin and New Mandarin, or it's like Oriental Chinese. I can't remember. So he knows like a few of the languages from over there. It's really cool.
That's awesome. What's up, Avely Cichlids? Banana Girl?
Avely Cichlids. What do you keep, Avely? And how is that said? Like Avely without the second E or the first E?
That's always how I've pronounced it, Avely.
Yeah, without the first E.
Yeah.
Banana Girl asks, "What's our tricks for fitness?"
I'm 19 years old.
My tricks for fitness: 12-ounce curls or 24-ounce curls.
Mine is apple cider vinegar once a month. No, every day actually.
Oh man. So KP Aquarium says, give me your opinions on this stock tank. The 36-gallon Hex with 5 Juvie Angels, 5 Neons, 5 Glow Light Tetras, 2 Cories. Well, first off, what kind of Cories? 2 Bristlenose and 4 Bigamano Shrimp. For 36 gallons, I think you're okay. You just got to make sure that there's enough flow in the tank so that the poop doesn't settle. That's what I'm having an issue with in my tank, because I only have a 20-gallon right now with my 3 plecos, and there's too much poop accumulating. So every time I do a water change, I have to really make sure that I go behind this log and under the rocks and stuff and make sure I grab all the poop out of it, or it'll. much.
I gotta buy me a wave maker as well because I don't really like my the aeration system inside my tank. I might end up using it for the DIY pond that I'm making.
Man, Alicia's got a huge crush on Chaz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chaz is asking if he can ban her. Man, you're a mod. You choose. I think it's funny.
Ban
Because
Alicia.
she's got the hots for Chaz. Now make sure you look in the description, Alicia. No, I'm joking.
I'm pretty sure Chaz is married.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he has a kid, I believe.
Yeah, and he's got a kid. And
That he just got from the hospital. Well, I don't know about now, but yeah.
ban Alicia.
I just said that too.
We could put her in timeout, maybe.
What'd she say? What'd she do wrong?
She's just harassing Chaz. We're gonna put her in timeout for a little bit.
I already did.
I think I beat you to it, so I wonder if it'll time her out for a long time.
300.
I'm not a mod, so I can't do that.
Ooh, yeah.
Capital letters, LOL.
Oh, Chaz
I
is
am
not married.
tasting.
I'm a single father. Sorry. Just like me, you're a single dad.
Oh, really, Chaz? So when Chaz said he was picking up his son from the hospital, it was because he was grown in a lab.
So it's a parody of the movie Logan.
Yeah. I literally watched that last night. In that bed right there, I watched that movie.
The bunk, the top
Where's
bunk.
your roommate? Is he always gone or something?
I don't have a roommate anymore. He moved out at semester, so this would be the second bunk, and you can actually see the second mattress. It's this black thing right here.
Yeah.
So my mom is coming next week, or this weekend, for mom's weekend. So that's going to go on the floor, and she's going to sleep on that. But
Dude, you thinking of what I'm thinking?
what?
The bottom bunk, rows of 10 gallons.
That's actually where I have, sort of like Daniel's doing, I have immersed grown aquarium plants. What do I have? I have 2 types of crypts, Sargent repens, and crap, what's the last one? Hygrophila pintophyta, which is the fern-looking thing, and it's actually turning red at the tip. I'm really happy. If you guys watched me move over there a little bit ago, I left the top off, and all the plants were not too happy with me.
Molly's licking the door to my bedroom because she wants to get out. As long as she's not chewing on it like she was before, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Normally dogs will scratch the door.
No, she's upset because I shut the door on her because I was tired of like pointing or telling me, "Oh, the big pleco's out. I want to go play with it."
Chaz
Should get her
says,
like a Pleco chew toy.
yeah. Chaz says a fish tank bunk bed, which is actually kind of funny because I have a queen size. So here's the situation. I have a queen size bed at home, right? Way too big for me. I mean, I spread out a little bit, but not that much. So my sister is taking my bed, or I don't know how. My mom and dad are taking my bed because my bed is the newest. My grandma gave it to me, and my mom and dad were kind of bummed that they didn't give it to her or to them. So they're taking my bed. My sister is taking their bed, and I'm taking my sister's bed. So it's like a rotation. And my sister's bed is a twin long, double long, extra long, or full. I can't remember which. And I'm
As
gonna
long
make
as your feet,
It's,
as long as your feet is on the bed.
yeah, right.
it almost
I'm gonna
sounds like a double bed, which is
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna-
just bigger than a twin.
Yeah, I'm gonna build a loft, sort of like this thing, and because my room is really tall. It's like 9 or 10 feet tall. So I'm gonna build a big loft, and I'm gonna put my 125 directly underneath it. So like, if this was it, the 125 would be right underneath it. And I'm just gonna use like 2 or 3 cinder blocks and 2x4s to keep the 125 up. Sort of like how LR Brett's has some stuff. And then
Like Corey has his fish room.
yeah, Corey's fish room too. And then I'm gonna do the 55 on the other wall, like sort of by the other side.
I just make sure you run a dehumidifier then, because I don't know if I would want to sleep above my 125. Even with
Yeah,
the top
I'm gonna
on
have
it, is the moisture.
I'm gonna have tops on it. It'll be better this year because my 55 didn't have very many tops on it, so I went and got tops for it. Yeah,
Most
And
of
what
my
are you gonna
tanks
do?
don't have tops, so
yeah.
And what are you gonna do if you gotta do a water change?
I'm gonna do a built-in system actually. So I'm gonna have my wall is an exterior wall. I'm gonna drill through my wall and just have like a sort of like how what's his name, Steve Poland's cichlids has. It's basically like into the main water line that goes out of the house, but I'm just gonna have it straight outside. And so when I do water changes, I'll just siphon straight into the little like the little tubing, and then it's connected to the garage, so I just use the hose from outside. And I don't do large water changes. I just am home enough to do frequent water changes, so I only do like 20%, so the temperature doesn't change that much. I was watching Ricky Kennerly cichlids, I think, and he was talking how he killed some of his frontosa because he wasn't watching his water change. The temperature got really cold on him and killed all his frontosa. And I was really surprised at that because whenever I do water changes, I do cold water changes. And it really helps to like lessen the aggression on my fish. So they kind of chill out for a little bit. And
Yeah, it's
then,
like a breath of fresh air for them.
yeah, almost. So, I mean, it's like if you were working out in like a hot yoga place or even at a gym where it's kind of warm, you're working out the whole time, like because the fan, like my both my filter and my what's it called, water pump are really strong, so it's like they're working out the whole time in super hot conditions, 82, 83, I think I keep them at. So it doesn't go down that much. It only gets to about 75, but it goes back up within like 2 or 3 hours. So
that's cool. Well, guys, I'm starting to get tired, so I think I might cut the stream here because I've been streaming, I don't know how many hours now.
okay.
3.5 hours.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess, what does it do for you guys when I accidentally backed out of the Hangout? Did it keep it going?
It kept it going, but I
Yeah,
don't
it kept
know if you were to stop the stream, it wouldn't work. But
No, I'll just close the Hangout and I'll shut
I think I have to study anyway. I should have been studying this whole time, but
I got a class at 9:30, so I think I should be sleeping.
yeah, I have class at 9 too. But it's only 9:30 here, so
Yeah, no, it's 12:30 in the morning here, so I think I'm gonna.
It's 11:30.
I appreciate everyone watching because normally by about midnight, anyways, it starts dropping off to only being like 10 or 12 people here, but it's 23. It's amazing, you know.
yeah. So
I
KP
almost feel
Aquariums, I'm definitely gonna go check out your stuff.
Same thing. There.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What'd you say, Bracken?
KP Aquariums asked if we would all go check out his channel because he's got pushing 30 aquariums.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check that out right now.
Yeah,
Chaz says stream. Chaz, if I did not have an exam tomorrow and did not have class, I would stream. So maybe Saturday or Friday I'll do it, but I also have a girlfriend that likes me to respond to her. So
Oh, hey Bracken, what's your channel name?
just Bracken. It's
Just Bracken.
I don't have anything on it, so it's not really I mean,
Aveley Cichlids is like, one more beer, laugh out loud. No, not tonight. I got to get back in the swing of things of trying to get sleep. And now with me seeing a chiropractor and all that, my pain level has gone down a little bit. So I have an appointment tomorrow morning too for him. It's first thing, so it's at 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna go chill, watch some videos, maybe edit the one on my phone some more before I upload it for tomorrow later today.
Yeah.
See, Matt, just like Shishimi Whiskey or someone else said, if you ask for mod, I'm less likely to give it to you. All right, guys, take it easy. Thank you for stopping in, Christian. Bracken, thank you.
For having us.
It was fun. I'll probably stream again tomorrow night at some point, or tomorrow during the day, and even tomorrow night. But I don't know. I had a rough day, so I'm going to bed. If not, if you guys see me up, or if I start streaming again, it's because I fell asleep and woke up because my back was killing me, and I'll be back on.
Okay.
And then I probably won't sleep the rest of the night. So.
Okay, cool. I might be up late. I mean, my sleep schedule is so messed up. I was up until like 4 or 5 last night. It's not a smart idea.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you're still young.
Yeah.
So, all right.
At least I wasn't drinking.
What? What are you making fun of me?
No, because like being hungover is way worse than just being tired. Like it's a double whammy.
Beta house.
The thing about drinking is, if you know this, if you drink at least 20 ounces of water before you go to bed after drinking, you should wake up okay.
Yeah, it's because it affects your REM sleep and stuff. And
yeah.
REM sleep.
So if you guys don't notice me, sometimes when I'm off, I always have water, because my biggest thing is when I get that hangover effect, it's because I didn't drink enough water while I was drinking too.
Yeah. At least you don't double cup it. I was at a party 2 nights ago, and this kid had what we call jungle juice, which is like, it's Everclear, which is like 90% alcohol, and then like vodka and just a bunch of stuff. And
I know jungle juice. I was in college. I know jungle juice.
Yeah. So he had vodka and jungle juice in cups, and I was like, how are you standing up? But
between you and I, during college, I had built my tolerance up where I could literally, to get me buzzed, I'd have to drink like a full handle or a gallon of vodka.
Wow.
But that took me a while to build that tolerance up, and that's not good for your liver. All right, guys. On that note, I'm out. Thanks. Honestly, if Christian and Bracken, you want to keep talking, I'll just close my side of the stream down. I won't close the broadcast. You guys can keep talking for however long.
I think we're both going.
I know.
To bed and to study.
Maybe next time, but
I kind of forgot. Google Hangouts will if I close the Hangout, not like stop broadcasting, but just exit out on my end, it'll take me out of the Google Hangout, but whoever's there will continue the stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we support it.
We kind of figured that out.
I don't know how long that would work because it's your YouTube channel. But I mean,
and I think they'll realize it and they'll just close it.
It might eventually, but the YouTube just streams from the call itself, not from the like admin, I guess.
No, exactly. So it would go, honestly, if you guys stayed up for another like 3 hours and 37 minutes or whatever, or 4 hours and 37 minutes, it would finally close down after 8 hours, because YouTube only lets you stream for 8 hours straight.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but besides that, thanks again, everyone. Comment, like on this when it uploads. It's been fun. A lot of questions got answered. A lot of side rants and topics. So I think it makes it interesting. So take it easy, guys. I appreciate you in here.
Yep. See you on another one.
Yep. Catch you later.
See ya.